Africa could become the deadliest on record. The WHO says suspected cases in eastern Congo is now nearing 1,000 with at least 220 suspected deaths. The CDC has stepped up screening for Ebola symptoms at key U.S. airports. State Secretary Marco Rubio says the U.S. remains vigilant.
We cannot and will not allow any cases of Ebola to enter the United States.
At a cabinet meeting, President Trump expressing optimism that the U.S. and Iran can make a deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, even as Iran signals it has no plans to stop patrolling the critical shipping waterway.
Nobody's going to control it. We're going to watch over it. We'll watch over it, but nobody's going to control it. That's part of the negotiation that we have. They would like to control it.
The president says the goal to make sure Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. A federal judge ruling the Florida teen accused of killing his stepsister on board a cruise ship last November can remain out on bond pending the trial and with restrictions in place. This is ABC News. In Washington state, recovery efforts continuing for paper mill workers missing after a chemical tank rupture. South of Olympia, ABC's Melissa Adan is in Longview, where officials just gave an update.
So at this point, 9 employees remain unaccounted for, and search efforts are really dire. Officials just telling us moments ago this is a recovery operation. What we've learned from officials is because of this chemical tank that ruptured, they're saying that there's still about 90,000 gallons worth of this hazardous chemical inside that could be really detrimental, of course, to the first responders.
Severe storms are on the march today in parts of the South and Mid-Atlantic. 14 million people along the Gulf Coast and Ohio River Valley are facing flood alerts. Damaging winds are also the threat for Washington, D.C. area and Richmond, Virginia. Some thunderstorms may include large hail. I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Well, that deadly chemical implosion in Longview now impacting the Columbia River. The very latest after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
All right, let's start you with our ongoing traffic alert on State Route 18. A fatality has shut down both directions between Issaquah-Hobart Road and I-90. Still no estimation when they may reopen this. So State Route 900 is picking up a lot of the overflow, and that is backed up between I-90 and Southeast May Valley Road, a 4-mile solid backup here. North 405, we're still bumper to bumper from I-5 and South Center up to the Renton Landing. South Center to Bellevue is back up to a 40-minute commute, 15-minute delay. Coming the other way, Bellevue to Renton has climbed to 40 minutes. We're really thick from mid-Bellevue down to the VMAC. Express lanes just past 85th. You got a crash blocking 2 right lanes. That includes the exit lane to Northgate. You can still access that off-ramp. You just got to work your way around the crash scene. South 5 jams up in Northeast 50th into downtown. 35 minutes to get through downtown on North 5. Your hefty backup start at the Michigan Curve. And Seattle to Federal Way, a 40-minute drive. KIRO Newsradio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. The current death toll stands at 2 after a tank full of chemicals imploded at a paper mill in Longview yesterday. Fire Battalion Chief Matt Amos says 9 other employees remain missing.
As individuals are recovered from the site, they'll undergo decontamination before being transported to the Cowlitz County Coroner's Office for identification and family notification.
7 other workers were injured and remain hospitalized today. And now we've learned chemicals from that implosion made their way into the Columbia River. KIRO News Radio's Corwin Hake reports from Longview.
Cowlitz 2 Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Goldstein dropped the news in his latest update.
Testing of water samples has confirmed contamination entered the Columbia River during the day, yesterday.
The amount of chemicals that leached from the blast zone into the river is unspecified, and its harm is unclear, pending further testing. State officials also say some fish, carp to be exact, have died. They were found in fish transport ditches near the disaster site. In Longview, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Covington man accused of attacking an endangered Hawaiian monk seal has appeared in federal court in Hawaii today. Igor Litvinchuk is now charged with violations of the Endangered Species Act and the Marine Mammal Protection Act. He pleaded not guilty after prosecutors say he threw a large rock at that seal's head on Maui. He's now barred from beaches or approaching marine wildlife in Hawaii. If convicted, Litvinchuk could face up to 1 year in prison on each charge. And you can now call them the first place Seattle Mariners after sweeping the Athletics. M's hold a half-game lead in the AL West. Offense took off today, including this bomb from Julio Rodriguez.
3-run home run it's all Mariners now. 9-0 over the A's.
Final score 9-1. M's get an off day tomorrow before they host the Arizona Diamondbacks for a 3-game series starting on Friday. Your forecast now, looking at sunny skies this afternoon, more sunshine tomorrow, highs in the upper 70s, and right now 72 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Start your day with solutions, not problems.
Oh, boy. I hear that one more time. That is always so inspiring. We have that when we walk into the building. It's every 15 minutes they do it. I'm glad I took
Start your day with solutions, not problems.
Oh, doesn't it inspire you? Jacob says that every hour on the hour here at KIRO Radio.
Start your day with solutions, not problems.
Heat waves.
Yeah, here we go. John Curley Show. Have that one ready to go all the time because that always inspires me. Especially a little crack in his voice. Mocha Casino Resort text line 1-888-973-5476.
Start your day with solutions, not problems.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I'm going to talk about hobos.
Hey there, hobo, where you going on that there train? If it starts slowing, catch the wind and ride the blind. This hobo life suits me just fine. I sit in the woods and make a little fire. Wait for the train just a little while.
Hobos and tramps and bums. You probably haven't heard all those words in a while. There's a quip from Todd DeZatis. He's an author of Citizen Hobo. And it goes something like this. Hobo is working and wandering. The tramp drinks and wanders, and the bum just drinks. The tramp, the hobo, and the bum all represent the 3 historical stages of America's homelessness. In fact, there's a hobo convention that takes place. It's been going on since the 1900s. Let's see, in 2018, the Hobo King, I assume you cut some of the dirty words out of this. Did you not?
Yes.
Okay. His name is Dutchman, and he was able to describe what it was like to become the hobo king of it all. So let's see if I can find it, Joe, if I can get this thing. Hang on. So many buttons. What am I supposed to do, Jacob? What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to play
your day
this?
with solutions, not problems.
Yeah, well, that's easy for you to say. Let's see if it plays.
Would you like me to play it?
Yeah, you play it. Here we go.
If you're going to be a traveling person, you have to make a choice, whether you're going to be a bum or you're going to be a working beau. It took years, but I became an electrician. Pretty soon, you got a pocket full of money and you're ready to move on. Americans are proud of being what they call free. You ain't free until your backpack's full and your pockets are empty. I don't encourage none of this. It's a hard life. It's a fool's errand to think that a grown man could just start doing the kind of life that I lead and would be comfortable. It's second nature to me because I've been doing it since I was a boy. When you go through some really hard times with somebody, you freeze and you go hungry and you just go through all these things together, you bond. And that makes what we call family.
How did it all get started? In the 1870s, Civil War, hundreds of thousands of young men began hopping trains looking for work. The word tramp was actually from the word tramp when it came to long, grueling marches during the Civil War. And some 20 years later, tramps became known as hobos, which is actually the origin of it is still up for debate, but it would be something like a hoe boy, a man referred to as a boy working with a hoe doing work. And that's where the hobos came from. They rode the rails, they looked for work wherever money could be found. They go into a big city like Chicago. They worked there as long as they could, and then it would dry up, and they'd hop back on the train and head away, trying not to get beaten or killed by the police, also known as the railroad bulls. Some cities wanted nothing to do with them at all. They had vagrancy laws. You had to be able to show you had a certain amount of money in your pocket, or they'd have you move along. If not, they threw you in jail for a little while, which didn't help at all. They didn't feed you much, so most of the time, they just tried to have some cash or not get caught. You are welcome as long as you can work. It's pretty much how it went for the hobos. They'd sleep wherever they could, and they were always in search, as that guy said, of freedom. Roosevelt tried to get rid of the hobo army that was created. He created all sorts of government programs, and the problem was the most of the criticism was the fact that it was segregating the men from family life, and that was a big deal back then. After World War II, some men returned back home. Some of them had PTSD and drinking problems, and they weren't known as hobos, just disenfranchised, isolated, and broken. Federal government programs like the VA tried to do everything they could to help them. Some were beyond help. In the 50s and 60s, we had Jack Kerouac, who told the beat culture of young men still seeking freedom, encouraged to hit the road, to go on the road, as the title of his book. Today's homelessness costs the state of Washington billions and billions of dollars. If it were a business trying to attract customers, it would spend about $700,000 to attract one customer. It would then spend $100,000 a year on that one customer. Customer homelessness has increased 68% since it was declared an emergency. In fact, the Seattle Times has an entire department dedicated to covering homelessness and the issues of homelessness. I volunteered for two wonderful programs. Fair Start for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I washed dishes there, and I saw young men and women and old men and old women go through the program. The program could take a man or woman from the street, and within a year to 2 years, that individual would be working in the restaurant industry in Seattle. It was nothing short of a miracle every single time. Then there was Union Gospel Mission. I volunteered there as well. They would use the gospel, as the name says, and the Bible as the foundation to rebuild the souls of forgotten men and women. Some were helped and some were not. And then there is this term, and this is going to really piss off a few people, homeless by choice. Even saying it can get you in a heck of a lot of trouble. But those people do exist. They are part of the equation. Does the taxpayer, do we owe them anything? Is it, after all, just a choice? They could work, but choose not to. It's hard for me, and maybe even for you, to wrap your mind around a choice like that, because they're not really free. They're not free of pain. They're not free of the cold, the humiliation, the disrespect, the hunger. But from what I've read and from those that I've talked to, that is the price that you pay for freedom. You see, the discomfort can be temporary. Not having to be part of society, well, that's the freedom. That's the permanent state that they long for constantly. And as long as the state spends our money on homeless by choice, are they really free? No. They need you and me to go to work. Because if we didn't go to work, they wouldn't be fed and housed. So I guess it gets down to this. Should those that make the decision about homelessness and the money, where it's spent and everything else, should they ask somebody, are you homeless by choice? And if they answer yes, then what? Then what do you do?
Hey there, hobo, where you going on that there train? If it starts slowing, catch the wind and ride the blind. This hobo life suits me just fine. I sit in the woods and make a little fire. Wait for the train just a little while. Hope they don't see your smoke roll. They chase you off before the whistle blows. They chase you off before the whistle blows.
There was a guy, a hobo shoestring. He had like 5 million or 100 million viewers or something on YouTube, and he used to put it up all the time about what he was like. He'd be on the road and had a backpack, and he was explaining all that stuff. People would watch him. Then finally, I think he ended up dying. I think in Tennessee, they couldn't find his body, and the big mystery of where he ended up. And there's this entire sort of group. They're called Dirty Kids, and it's a sort of a subset of hobos, and their whole thing is like just not being part of it, not getting a job, just, going from place to place. They see the people on the road and on under bridges and stuff as part of their family. And organizations that try to reconnect them with their family, like, you don't understand. My family's horrible. My family treated me really poorly. My dad beat me, or my mom or dad didn't accept that I'm gay and I'm on the road, and this is my family. And that's that's a choice for those that make that choice, right? Because you got the group you got the guy that's homeless and wants to break it, and that's where you got nonprofits that help them. Then you got the person who doesn't even know that they're homeless. I mean, they're so addled, they're so mentally ill. What do you do with them? And then that third group, that homeless by choice, and that's tough, right?
Do you include addiction as mentally ill?
Yeah. I would say that two of them combined can go back and forth. What's the name of that book you told me to read?
The Madness Pill.
Yeah. The guy has been able to prove that you could take enough drugs, a right combination of drugs, you get yourself into schizophrenia.
Correct.
Right, which is normally a genetic problem that all of a sudden the brain doesn't work. But he wanted to see, is it possible to take enough drugs to actually become schizophrenic?
Yeah, very specific drugs too. This was back in the 60s, and he was trying to come up with some sort of medication for schizophrenia that would treat it without the side effects that a lot of those drugs come with. And so he figured the best way to come up with the treatment is to figure out how you could induce actual schizophrenia. So, tons of LSD makes you go crazy and do weird things, but it's not schizophrenia. It was missing some of the elements. The one that they actually found that could do it is a really, really incredibly high dose of methamphetamine. And not just like, what an Adderall feels like. It's about like 200 Adderalls at once. And over a prolonged period of time, that can actually exactly replicate a schizophrenic state.
Yeah, so the brain, the schizophrenic brain or the brain that has been produced by that tons of meth,
right?
It's rewired and it's dealing with quote unquote reality the exact same way.
Yeah.
So then so let's take that subset of group. Those people, they don't need a house. They need wraparound services, right? In a hospital, right? Right. So then, and Houston did pretty well with that. They did take you off the street in that situation and give you all sorts of medical and then a house. Seattle is spending millions, billions of dollars on houses, but then where's the additional work come in? And then the other part of it is like, is that if it's by choice, if you're deciding you want to live that way by choice, then I would put these people into two separate categories. If you want to stand on the street and call upon the goodness and the kindness of strangers to make that determination whether they want to give you $1 or give you a sandwich, that's a person to person. There's no third party involved in that. That's just simply right. Is the streetcar named Desire. I've always counted on the goodness of strangers. That person is asking nothing of the government. They're just going to stand there, and if you walk by and you give them something, then that's done. That's transactional. But when the government gets involved and the person is by choice deciding to be homeless, well, they're not giving me a choice. They're just taking my money and giving it to that person. Do you see the distinction between the two?
100%.
And I don't mean to be cold-hearted on it. And if somebody wants to be free, then you're free. Go ahead. But then if you're in that park, I'm paying something for your freedom. I'm not able to go to that park, or I could be, afraid to go to the park.
Right.
Somebody's saying, I don't go to the park, but whatever. The same thing if you're taking money, the government takes money from an individual and then gives it to a homeless person who's decided by choice to be homeless. They're still connected to me, but not by my choice. The only person that seems to get a choice as to whether or not they're free is the guy who's decided to be homeless.
Yeah, I don't
want to be cold-hearted on this.
I don't think you are. It's not coming across cold-hearted to me. I hear what you're saying, and the big variable now, especially in the last 10 or 15 years, is the drugs and the strength of the drugs. And that's like, even if you were a hobo and you're riding the train, you're just kind of cruising around, and you pick up odd jobs here and there. If somebody says, "Hey, I've got this will keep you warm for the night," and he's got a little hit of fentanyl and a fake pill, and says this one's completely free, the odds of that person essentially coming back for more the next day or in a couple hours are so high.
Right.
And that didn't exist, in the early 1900s.
Right.
Obviously.
You didn't have handouts that the person had ready cash that the drug dealer could take advantage of.
Right.
So here's what happens. There's the all the homeless, they're all in one area. The drug dealer goes in and then has one other dealer there. And then everybody goes to that dealer. So the dealer actually loves the plan that Seattle has. You could create a bunch of tiny houses. Well, then I could just stop off on Aurora Avenue or go somewhere else. I've got my guy, so I take my supply, I give it to that guy. That guy then distributes it, and then I come back in a couple of days or a few hours, and I collect my money from that guy. They're doing a really wonderful job almost like an Amazon warehouse that they're building out there in Ellensburg. It's going to have one spot where all of the stuff comes to and then gets distributed out.
Oh yeah, there was. Do you remember when all those explosions happened right in front of Harborview?
Yeah,
it was like maybe a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So everybody got moved out of that camp really quick, and it was a massive camp. But they kind of, people, at least the public, for the first time saw, oh wow, these aren't the drug dealers have their own tents, they've got their own camps, and they have people that work there in shifts, probably 8-12 hours a day, and then they rotate. They don't sleep there, but they have, they've got a plywood wall and a little hole in it where they can they sell drugs out of it. I mean, they embed themselves in these camps. And I talked to a guy who's been he lives right over there in that area, and he's been working on this problem in kind of a community service type of way. And he said that it's very, very well organized Sinaloa cartel guys, and they are in every single camp that's got more than 4 or 5 tents in the city.
Right. Just sort of speculating, if you go back to the guys that were the hobos in the 20s and 30s and 40s, the reason you had to get up the next morning to go to work, whatever job you took, and you couldn't be completely out of your mind because you had to wake up and go in there and scrub something, clean something somebody didn't want to do, or weed, or I don't know what they're painting or something, some sort of transient work to get the cash to then pay for your food and then whatever else you needed in order to be able to have a couple of bucks in your pocket. But in this case, if the government takes the money, redistributes it through all these various organizations, and then you've got that, you don't have to do anything.
Well, especially if it's enabling an addiction that is, you are enslaved to that addiction at this point. I mean, it is.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Yep.
That's the big difference. That's the driver between everything that happened from the 1870s all the way up even through the 60s. It wasn't until all of a sudden those drugs got in there, and then you're detached from your family community. Your brain is addled by the drugs, and everybody's making money off of the homeless. Yep. As Dory Monson used to say, the homeless industrial complex. Yep. And there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are employed. Are they there to solve the problem? As homelessness, and I made the prediction at the beginning of the year, Seattle homelessness problem will be increasing. And when the Seattle folks involved would say, well, what percentage of people are addicted to drugs and alcohol? They used to say, oh, only 20%. Crap. That's bull. And the reason you said that was because you wanted to manipulate the listener, the reader, by using particular words in order to have the sympathy on your side. You lied to people in order to have sympathy, because then sympathy would equal funding. When really, you should be honest with the people and say, these people, by ignoring the truth, you're doing everyone a great disservice. The person on the street needs to know that person has got problems. That's drugs and alcohol, and that's what we have to address. But they're afraid. If they tell you the truth, then you're like, well, the person's an addict. That's what Pratt has said. Mm-hmm. The guy that's running in L.A., right? And he seems to be polling pretty well. Could beat Karen Bass, because he's like, look, they're not homeless, as he was saying. They're sick. They've got drug problems. Let's solve that thing.
The majority of them.
Majority.
I think a big majority.
Yes. Okay. Got it. And I don't come off as being a jerk about it.
No, you've done a lot worse.
Oh, thanks, Joe.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for that. Here's Nate checking. Who's checking traffic? Nate? I just late. Well, Nate's doing everything. Thanks, Nate. Here we go.
Yeah, sure. Seattle Sports has the update. State Route 18 is closed this afternoon east of Issaquah Hobart Road. A fatality has shut down both directions between Issaquah Hobart Road and I-90. Still no estimated time to reopen. So State Route 900, we're picking up some of that overflow, but that backup has thinned down quite a bit in the past even 20 minutes. Now a 2-mile bumper-to-bumper backup leaving I-90. Westbound 90, you're going to jam up heading into Eastgate over to 405, about a 3 to 4 mile thick backup here. South 405 is heavy through Bellevue from 520 to the VMAC, 40 minutes from Bellevue to Renton. North 405 bumper to bumper from I-5 and South Center up to the Renton Landing. The express lanes just past 85th, the collision has been moved to your right shoulder, no longer a blocking issue. And as you head into Mill Creek, southbound I-5 just past 128th, we've got a new collision blocking the HOV lane. You're backed up to 526. Everett to Seattle right now is at 40 minutes. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Nick, you know what's a great thing about going to Longevity Medical Clinic as a couple?
Oh, I absolutely do. When they tell you to do something, you actually do it.
Right. And the same thing with you. When they tell you to do it, because for some reason, when I tell you to do it, you're like, whoa.
I just walk away and roll my eyes.
Exactly. But the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic, the doctors there know, because we do the blood draw and they look and they can see, they know, they hold us accountable.
Yeah, when I'm under pressure and I know I'm coming in, I know I have to work the program.
Right. Plus, we also want to hold each other accountable for how we take care of ourselves because, you know, we want to have a long, healthy, happy life.
I know. I want every day to torture you as long as I possibly can.
Well, I look forward to it. Here's the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic. They're working with you. They're holding you accountable because they want you to have a long, healthy, happy life. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just help make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check from Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires, including all-terrain, highway, all-season, and all-weather. So go ahead. Explore with confidence. Les Schwab Tires. We're here to help you take the long way. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
The Harnish Auto Family Super Sale is happening right now. The cost of living has gone up, but when buying a car, it doesn't have to feel like it. Zero down delivers, no payments all summer, and exclusive 10-day deals in partnership with Tapco Credit Union. With a wide selection of new vehicles and over 400 used vehicles across 5 dealerships, you'll find just what you're looking for. Visit Subaru, Volkswagen, and Chevy Buick GMC of Puyallup or Kia and Chevy of Everett. Harnish Auto Family. People matter.
Offers available OAC on select models. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Progressive's Home Quote Explorer helps you easily find and buy the right coverage for you. It's everything you've always wanted. Well, I mean, you know, as far as a website that lets you shop, quote, and buy insurance in one place. But hey, maybe that is everything you've always wanted. You know? Yeah, people have different types of dreams. And if all you've ever been searching for is a website that helps you choose home insurance rates and coverage, boy, do we have great news about Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on oil?
We've got many markdowns on oil.
How about on that new STP Any Mileage?
You'll save $5 when you buy 5 quarts of STP Any Mileage with an oil filter and get up to 5,000 miles of protection.
Heck of a markdown for quite a lot of miles.
At AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Clogged gutters? Not anymore. K-Guard by Guardian keeps leaves out, water flowing, and your home protected year-round. No maintenance, no rust, just lasting peace of mind. Guardian Roofing, the original Make Your Roof Last company. Visit guardianroofing.com.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KIRS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at Cars
carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. It is now being called a recovery operation after yesterday's deadly implosion at a Longview paper mill.
We're bracing ourselves for this being the deadliest industrial tragedy in modern Washington state history.
Governor Bob Ferguson there at a media briefing near the Nippon Dynawave facility where officials have now confirmed a second death. Cowlitz Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Goldstein says 9 people are still missing.
Understand that there are members working the site tirelessly that have lost coworkers, lost friends, and they remain dedicated to focusing on our recovery efforts.
7 other employees remain hospitalized, some suffering serious chemical burns. Officials now confirm contamination from the blast has entered the Columbia River. The Departments of Ecology and Health are assessing the impact. A clash is brewing between Seattle's police union and the mayor's office over surveillance cameras. The Police Officers Guild says Mayor Wilson's staff threatened union president Kent Liu with policy violations after Spog posted video from a Capitol Hill nightclub shooting, calling on the mayor to keep the cameras active. Liu tells KIRO Radio's Jake and Spike the threat was baseless.
We're just pointing out that these cameras work. We should have more of them, right? These cameras are an unbiased witness to the crimes occurring in Seattle.
Mayor's office later retracted its demand after Spog's attorney sent a cease and desist letter. Wilson has been facing intense pressure to turn on those cameras in the Stadium District ahead of the World Cup. Boeing is ramping up production of its 737 MAX in Renton. The CEO, Kelly Ortberg, says the company has cleared a key FAA review. It is now allowed to build them at a rate of 47 a month.
We're off and rolling now for the 47 a month rate, and we should be there in the next couple months.
FAA earlier capped Boeing MAX production after a door plug blew out mid-flight back in 2024. Boeing hopes to eventually get up to 52 MAX per month. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 3:32. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. Both directions of State Route 18 are closed this afternoon between Issaquah-Hobart Road and I-90 due to an unfortunate fatality investigation, which is ongoing. Still no estimation when State Patrol may reopen this road. In Bellevue, South 405, we're bumper to bumper from 520 to the VMAC. It's 40 minutes from Bellevue to Renton. It's up in Mill Creek. We just cleared our collision, South 5 past 128, so that opens up the HOV lane, and that'll help this backup from 526 start to get moving once again. Everett to Seattle, though, pushing 45 minutes. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, 45 minutes. Scattered backups along the entire stretch, really. Seattle to Federal Ways at 40. Typical backup from Interurban down to 516. Pretty thick along South Center. Tacoma to Olympia, we're looking good. Just under 40 minutes. Here in Seattle, 35 minutes through downtown on North 5. Your backups start at the Michigan Curve. And crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, 25 minutes on 520, 40 minutes on I-90. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast looking nice the next couple of days. Clear skies for this afternoon. Again, tomorrow, highs will be in the upper 70s and sunny. Right now, 73 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Home Comfort Alliance. We need some words of inspiration, Jacob.
Start your day with solutions, not problems.
Okay. And that drives home my point about Home Comfort Alliance. When it comes to solutions, when it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, it's Home Comfort Alliance. I want you to think Jacob and Home Comfort Alliance.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Okay. Well, now you get weird. All right. He's not here, but he's in the other room, but it's like having him here. But I haven't looked at all his hairy face. Don't you think he's like a chia pet at this point? Do you get that feeling? Like someone had just, a kid who's using it as a science fair project? Jacob's face?
I think I've asked what his goal is. And
yeah, you did. You said, what is your goal with your hair, with your beard? And he said, I didn't know I needed one.
That's exactly what he said. Yeah.
David Solomon is the CEO of Goldman Sachs, and if I had investments in Goldman Sachs or had anything to do with it, I would immediately run away from this. Talk about like a boomer moment. I mean, I know I'm bad when it comes to tech, but this would be like my grandfather at this commencement speech. He's at Wharton School. So the Wharton School there, top business school, one of the top. Donald Trump graduated from there. He gets up to I'm sorry, Aaron. Is there something funny? I am sorry. Is there something funny you want to share with us, gentlemen?
It was Joe's look. Honestly, it was Joe's.
Am I up here for my health?
Okay. Now, let's not get distracted. Cred.
So anyway, listen to this. How many people here already know that AI can write a song? This guy's acting like he's just discovered. He's going to share it with the graduates of the Wharton School.
We live in an age of self-driving cars, reusable rockets,
and microwave ovens,
and an app called Suno, which some of you might be familiar with.
Some of you?
It's an AI app that helps you produce music instantaneously.
Wow.
As I was preparing for this, I gave it a prompt. And here's what I said. Hey, Suno, I'm at Wharton's graduation, and I'd like you to make an anthem for the MBA class of 2026.
Now, if I was really thinking AI, it would be like, aren't you David Solomon, the CEO of Goldman Sachs?
Yeah.
This is a bad idea.
Beneath you. You shouldn't.
Don't do this. You're going to insult everybody, and it's going to make you like a loser. But no.
Let's create an upbeat house song, approximately 120 beats a minute, that talks about why Wharton's grads should be optimistic about what's in front of them in the years ahead. And how today is the best day in the history of the world to be in their shoes, and tomorrow will be better.
Is it going to play?
A little bit.
Here's what Suno came up with. That comes with 2 more verses and 3 more choruses. It's not out publicly yet. That took 10 seconds to create.
Impressive.
Oh, my God.
You are a rude, terrible person.
Here's the weird thing is that I'm sure everybody, the grandparents that happened to be there were like, well, how about that? Well, what the? You knocked me over with a feather.
Did you know we could do that,
I didn't know
Bill?
that.
Wow.
Now, can I get that on my cellular phone?
Is that on the
television? Everybody else was like, what? Yeah, no kidding. In fact, so many people have used the AI song creation app. Joe and I refuse to use it anymore. Just about every single commercial that you hear on radio now has just been gone. It's just right through. They feel soulless. We hate it. We hate it. Here's what Spotify has decided to do. They have just signed an unprecedented contract with Universal Music Group that allows users to make AI covers or remix any artist song on their label.
AI covers of Taylor Swift, AI remixes of Drake, now legal. Spotify just signed a deal with Universal Music.
I just said all this,
Fan-made
but without an
covers and
accent.
remixes are officially licensed, available as a paid Spotify premium add-on, not in the free tier. Universal is the first major label to sign on. Sony and Warner, silent. Spotify's framing is consent, credit, compensation. But voice clones aren't part of the deal. And the revenue split for artists is not disclosed. This is the first time...
They're not going to tell them, they don't say where they get the artist? So if you go on there and you grab a piece of it, you cover it, the artist gets some of it.
Yes.
A major label has officially blessed AI music on a mainstream platform. Sony and Warner face pressure to follow or watch their artists leave. The legal grey zone is collapsing. AI covers are about to be everywhere.
He also gave an interview, the CEO of Spotify, and he's just talking about how offended he is by the term AI slop. Because there's just so much of it.
I hear the songs. At first I'm like, oh, okay. But then you go, oh, I know what they've done. You can tell within the first 5 seconds, oh, I got it. Okay. They're taking the beat from the country song. They're using the slapstick thing. They got the slap drum on there. They've got the lyrics come up. They're just soulless. But doesn't stop everybody from enjoying them. Last November, the #1 song on the week's Billboard Country Digital Song came in called Walk My Walk by an artist that doesn't exist.
You can kick rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk. Ain't changing my tone, ain't changing my...
Ugh. Oh, God.
That sounded like Billy Ray, didn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah, trying to sound like everybody.
I was born this way, been loud too long. You can hate my style, you can roll your eyes, but I ain't slowing down. I was born to rise, so kick them rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk.
This other one is number one in like 18 countries. Celebrate Me.
Oh, are we just going to be left behind because we refuse to be a part of it?
To enjoy it?
What is the difference? Why is it? That's so unique that really there's just something missing.
Yep.
And I don't think I'm like some sort of music snob. There's a soullessness to this because there's nothing that went into it other than a computer that was able to figure out it's this beat, it's that, right? The slap drum that's on there, and you get the guy's voice and it sounds like this.
I mean, and it's impressive technology, no doubt about it. But yeah, I'm against it.
Is
The countdown will begin tomorrow afternoon at 2, right here on 97 Fun, where the music...
Sorry, Casey.
I've lost some friends, made a few new foes, but that's just life.
I mean, I understand with country music, people make fun of it all the time. Pandering is that one song the guy plays off of. And the same thing with pop, bubblegum pop music. You just how 145 beats and where the refrain is and the bridge is. And there's just nothing to it. But there's going to create another separation of music, which is there's going to be people like, anything it's AI, I want absolutely nothing to do with. The fact that people have gone back to actually LPs tell you they want the authentic sound, the pop of the needle as it drags across a big piece of cat fur that's been left on your turntable. Yeah. I don't know, but like it is this thing. But the fact that it's going to make money, and now that all these guys they can sample and do AI covers of other people's songs.
Yeah, that's.
Here comes the slop.
Yep.
But David Solomon from Goldman Sachs is really excited. By the way, you only played a part of his song. Was the rest of it so horrible?
I couldn't find the rest of it.
Oh, okay, that's good for everybody.
Remember, he said it wasn't available to the public yet.
Oh, that's right. He's clever little line.
Start your day with problems, not solutions.
Fixed it.
Hey, wait a minute.
Okay, here goes Nate checking traffic. Nate.
Thanks, John. Carpet Liquidators has the update. A reminder, State Route 18 is closed today between Issaquah Hobart Road and I-90. That's both directions of 18 due to a fatality investigation. No estimation when this is going to reopen. So westbound 90 is taking a beating. We're crowded through Issaquah. Turns into a bumper-to-bumper backup just past Westlake Sammamish Parkway over to 405. And then you'll clear out a bit till you hit the Mercer Lid. And then from there, it's packed again into Seattle. All added up, Issaquah to Seattle is a 50-minute commute. Bellevue to Everett, 1 hour. You're packed from 520 to 527. Seattle to Everett, 50 minutes. It's slow through from Shoreline into Mill Creek. 35 minutes through downtown Seattle on northbound I-5. Your backup start at the Michigan curve. That's a pretty hefty backup till you get past I-90. South 5, stop and go from Lake City Way to I-90. And on the water, we have 1 hour wait for drivers at the Mukilteo Terminal and the Point Defiance Ferry Terminal. Why pay retail? Save big with the largest carpet and hardwood flooring selection at Carpet Liquidators. 7 locations. They got you covered at Carpet Liquidators. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan. Presented by Carter Subaru.
Is it raising congestion or raising canes? Either way, you're not going to have a tender spot for this chicken choke point. I'll break it down for you Thursday morning on Seattle's Morning News.
Get all of Sully's choke points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app. Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
How does your roof look after this winter? Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Spring into action today. Save $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
This is Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland. I'm working to lower costs, grow the middle class, keep us safe, and defend our freedom. I'm also here to help you with the IRS, Social Security, Medicare, the VA, passports, and more. We've recovered over $16 million for taxpayers and look forward to helping you. Call me at 360-459-8514 or visit strickland.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, "You're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps." Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Tacoma on June 4th, Mukilteo on June 6th, Lacey on June 9th, or Bellevue on June 13th. 6:30 p.m. Space is limited. Sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. I'm here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. One thing the IRS has been working on is to modernize their infrastructure, the software that they use. And, you know, we look at that and say that's great for government efficiency, but in this case, that kind of efficiency means they're spotting people way faster.
They're able to do that, and they have to do that because they have fewer personnel. But look at your own work environment, how technology is replacing people, and you can get as much work done or more with the proper technology. And that's what the IRS's goal is that we need to use technology, especially AI, to make determinations on, okay, who should we go after? Who are we missing?
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
The Harnish Auto Family Super Sale is on now. Don't miss out on 0 down, no payments all summer, and exclusive deals through May 31st. Visit them in Puyallup and Everett. Harnish Auto Family. People matter.
Offers available OAC on select models. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
John Curley here. This baseball season, step up to the plate and get the price of a new heating and cooling system in just 60 seconds on your phone with no pressure. Don't wait. Call the comfort people. HomeComfortAlliance.com. That's HomeComfortAlliance.com.
He's more talk about music. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line at 1-888-973-5476. I thought it was a joke. I said to Joe, is this a joke? Remember I said that to you?
I remember.
The DC, the 250th, this is what they call it, the Freedom Concert?
This is the, Freedom 250 celebration in D.C.
Here's the curse for being a Republican. You can't get anybody that... musicians don't want to do a lot for the Republicans, any candidate out there, right? You're looking at this list, like calling up this agent, like, yeah, we need somebody to play for the president's 250th anniversary, big celebration and we got to get somebody. We need at least the concert's got to go on for like 5 hours, and it's going to be 3 days. So we need a bunch of different. Now, who do you have? Let's see. I got.
Who needs a pardon?
Huh?
I said, who needs a pardon?
I got Jim Stafford. No, he's dead. Hold on. I got Mac Davis. You like Mac Davis? Yeah, Mac Davis would be good. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. He's dead. I got Vanilla Ice. Oh, what was that one?
Mac Davis.
Mac Davis.
He's dead.
Doesn't matter. I know all the words.
Girl, you're
Thanks, Andrew.
That look in your eyes, and it's starting to work.
Okay, I didn't want to get in the way.
Okay, no, that's all right. Okay, sorry. We got Vanilla Ice. He is performing.
Headline.
Hey, that sounds like a different song. Like a different.
Yeah, it's weird.
All right, stop.
You ever see Vanilla Ice defending that? He's like, no. That goes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Mine goes dun, 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 dun.
Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with my brand new invention. So
my wife's getting all excited hearing that song on the radio. The Commodores will be there. Ooh.
ow, she's a brick. Ow. Ow. She's 90 mighty. Just letting it all hang out. She's a brick.
See, they do more than weddings.
I thought Milli Vanilli was dead.
I think one of them is.
Oh, so the Millie?
I don't know.
Or Vanilli?
I don't know.
Blame it on the rain that was falling.
They'll be there, or he'll be there. No offense to these, but if you're fans, but it's just going to be like, wow, this is so sad.
Flow Rider.
Yeah, little Flow Rider. This is all performing for the big party on the mall. And then what would a party be without?
Let freedom ring.
Martina McBride. She's good. Couldn't get Lee Greenwood for the Gatlin brothers, for the
That
King
shocks
family.
me. Yeah,
What's that?
where's Kid Rock and Lee Greenwood?
He's on there. Kid Rock's on
Is
there,
he?
isn't he? Yeah, they can't get anybody that wants to play there. But again, maybe for this audience, the people that are going to be there for the big party, it is like 4 days long? They got quite a celebration they've got planned. So Milli Vanilli better have another hit, or they're going to be listening to.
Oh, it's like 2 weeks long. So it's a state fair. It's in conjunction with the Great American State Fair. So.
Oh, okay. Well, then.
She's the one, the only one, built like an Amazon. The clothes she wear, her sexy ways, make a old man wish.
There's a casino out in Ellensburg, right off of I-90.
Yeah.
And you think these are the kind of guys be playing there.
Yes.
Not at like Muckleshoot or any other one. Like you get. It'd be a band that covers the Commodores.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Bret Michaels in some capacity.
Is he going to be there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Frankie Valli will be there. Just have to remind Frankie Valli that he's there. That's right. All right, here comes Nate. Check your traffic, Nathan.
All right, 18 is closed this afternoon in both directions between Issaquah Hobart Road and I-90 as we have an ongoing fatality investigation. Still, no estimated time to reopen, so this is really clogging up westbound 90 this afternoon. You're crowded through Issaquah, turns into a bumper-to-bumper backup just past West Lake Sammamish Parkway over to 405. You get a little clearing, and then it's bumper-to-bumper again from the Mercer Lid all the way into Seattle. So, Issaquah to Seattle, we're at 50 minutes. A number of surface streets are packed through Issaquah. It's just going to be a rough day for those needing to get through Issaquah today. Bellevue to Renton is up to a 50-minute commute. South 405 is just barely moving from 520 to Cold Creek Parkway, and then you'll slowly pick up the pace heading into Renton. South Center to Bellevue pushing 45 minutes. You're bumper to bumper from I-5 and South Center up to the Renton Landing, and we're just seeing really heavy volumes across the region this afternoon. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, we make protecting your home simple and affordable. With flexible financing and 20-plus years of trusted service, you can count on lasting quality from Guardian. Visit GuardianRoofing.com today.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Yeah, hi. My water heater's leaking.
No worries. We can get a plumber out to you fast. And if it's time to replace, save $200 and you may qualify for up to $1,000 in rebates, and we'll handle it start to finish.
Schedule now at cmheating.com. CMHEAH0750LP.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. Northwest News.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Primera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.primera.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
The G She and Ursula Show.
Prices in the Seattle area jumped nearly 5% in April.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
Well above the national inflation rate of 3.8%. So, in other words, we're paying more than much of the rest of America is right now.
It feels like a treadmill that continues to get faster and faster and faster, but somebody keeps speeding it up and increasing the incline.
She and Ursula. Watch live or later on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel.
Epic parties start at Staples. Now you can grab Party City balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more right at Staples. That was easy.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-979-3535. That's 800-979-3535. 800-979-3535.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. A runoff race in Texas ending the political career of John Cornyn after Ken Paxton, backed by President Trump, won. He takes on Democrat James Tallarico in the midterms. ABC's Jonathan Karl says Texas will also use a new congressional map aimed at favoring Republicans to gain House seats.
Most Republican operatives that I have spoken to say that there's been significant political changes since those maps were drawn up, and that they'll be lucky to get a net three positive out of Texas, and it's quite possibly they end up with no net increase in the number of Republican congressmen and women in Texas.
President Trump telling reporters today he's not concerned about the midterms or in a rush to finalize a deal with Iran, saying he wants to make sure Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon. The CDC says it's working to monitor signs for Ebola at key airports in the U.S. where travelers arrive from Central Africa. This is ABC News. In a Los Angeles federal court, the fifth and final defendant in the overdose death of Friends star Matthew Perry was sentenced to more than 3 years in prison.
Kenneth Iwamasa was Matthew Perry's live-in assistant, and he was the man who gave Perry the fatal dose of ketamine. Iwamasa agreed to plead guilty in 2024 to one count of conspiracy to distribute ketamine. Now, over a year and a half later, a federal judge giving the 60-year-old 3 years and 5 months in federal prison. Iwamasa's attorneys told the court he was just an employee following orders and that he could not say no to Perry, who was his boss. But prosecutors said Iwamasa was an enabler and Perry's drug supplier. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
A change in leadership for the Minneapolis Police Department. Chief Brian O'Hara resigned from his position last night following reports he interfered with an investigation into alleged sexual misconduct with city employees. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Coming up, the death toll rising after a chemical implosion in Longview. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
It is busy out there, and a lot of this is credit to State Route 18 being shut down this afternoon in both directions between Issaquah-Hobart Road and I-90 due to a fatality. Still no estimated time to reopen. We're a couple hours into this already. So westbound 90, you are crowded from Issaquah all the way over to 405. It gets real heavy just past Westlake Sammamish Parkway. You'll clear out at 405 just briefly, and then at North Mercer, it starts to get heavy again all the way into Seattle. So Issaquah to Seattle is a 45-minute trip. Westbound 520 is packed solid from the east end of the Lake Bridge over to I-5. Bellevue to Seattle, plan on a half hour. Bellevue to Renton, 50 minutes, a 20-minute delay. Bellevue to Everett, plan on an hour. Seattle to Everett's at 50 minutes. Everett to Marysville, doing okay at 10 minutes. And South Everett, South 5, just past the 128th. We've got this collision. It's on the left shoulder. It isn't blocking, but drivers are stopping to check it out. And that's got you backed up to 526. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. First responders now confirm there will be no more survivors of that chemical implosion at a paper mill in Longview. KIRO News Radio's Corwin Hake reports from the scene.
Cowlitz Fire Chief Scott Goldstein spoke the expected words during an afternoon briefing.
We have declared this incident a transition from rescue to recovery.
Governor Bob Ferguson, back in Longview today, knows what that means.
We're bracing ourselves for this being the deadliest industrial tragedy in modern Washington state history.
Because the death toll from Tuesday's chemical tank rupture will officially rise to 11 when the 9 still missing workers are recovered. As for when that recovery will be complete, they have no clear timeline. In Longview, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
And now we have learned chemicals from that implosion have made their way into the Columbia River. The Covington man accused of throwing a rock at a Hawaiian monk seal faced a federal judge in Hawaii today. Igor Litvinchuk entered a not guilty plea. He was released on a $25,000 unsecured bond with orders to avoid beaches and marine wildlife in Hawaii. His lawyer says he's been threatened and harassed since video of that incident went viral earlier this month on Maui. Kent man who led a crew of armed robbers faces at least 45 years in prison after being convicted of 17 federal felonies this week.
Federal prosecutors say 26-year-old Shannon Hartfield put together a team of young people, some of them just 14 years old, to rob marijuana dispensaries, banks, and credit unions in 2021 and 2022. They say he used social media and text messages to recruit them, and he and co-conspirators provided them with guns and getaway cars. His sentencing is scheduled for August 25th. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle Mariners sit in first place in their division for the first time this season. They overtook the Athletics after beating them 9-1, completing a 3-game sweep. Rob Refsnyder got the scoring started in the first inning.
3-run home run, and the Mariners are off to the races.
Next up, Mariners come home for a 3-game series against the Diamondbacks. That starts on Friday. Now your forecast looking good the next couple of days. Sunny skies. Highs today in the low to mid-70s. Tomorrow, we are looking at highs in the upper 70s under sunny skies. Right now, 73 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis!
What is the charge? Enjoying a succulent Chinese dinner?
That guy was the one you about Scamdemic?
No, this is a guy, they hauled him out of a restaurant.
For what?
Well, I can't remember what they charged him with, but he didn't do it. He was falsely accused.
Oh, okay. Thank you there, Joe. Bringing up the news. There's some news for you.
That's right.
Jacob, I'm sorry. Could you one more time just inspire us? I'm sorry. Jacob? Anything. Whatever
there
you
was
got.
a cacophonous squeaking.
Ooh, okay. Diving in the news! There you go. The John Curley Show, and you coming along with a ride. Congratulations to Aaron for going right through that Russian guy's name.
Igor Litvinchuk.
Ah! Wow. As a guy that can't pronounce, like, Smith, I got to give you some credit. I marvel.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Absolutely. Muckleshoot, don't do that to him. He's the newsman.
That's right.
Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line at 1-888-973-5476. Who wants my shirt?
David the Naked Mailbox Guy.
Coming your way, David. Text Joe your address. Shirt off my back. I want people to say that at my funeral. He gave the shirt off his back to David,
the Naked
Mailbox Guy.
Charged him $300 for the last one.
And David will be there at my funeral. He'll be like, okay, you're nude. We would like you to stand over here.
Nude, not lewd.
Here we go, the Seattle social housing. So here's what they decided to do. They remember they started the Jumpstart program, the Jumpstart tax. They're going to they tax 10 corporations, big 10 corporations pay this, and they take a percentage they tax the employees that are making over a certain amount of money. Well, the first year they had it in place, they're like, we should get about this amount. Then all of a sudden they got a whole bunch more money. I think the next year they even got a little bit more money than they expected, I think $243 million or something. But then, strangely enough, it's not going to. It didn't do as well in 2024. Wonder why? And then 2025 is not in yet, but they don't think it's going to do what they thought it would do because, well, why? Because people respond to incentives or disincentives. So you have three factors. One, the corporations move employees to Bellevue to avoid it. The stock does not do well. Stocks drop. That's also included in the equation. And sometimes the business just folds up and leaves the state entirely. So Seattle doesn't have the golden goose and it's not going to have as much money, but they were able to take $60 million and they bought themselves a really, really nice building. It has 150 units in there. It's right next to Pike Place Market. It was built in 2018. It's the Elora. Got it?
I just entered the lottery to live in Seattle social housing developer's first ever building. Hi, I'm Hannah Krieg. I'm a reporter in Seattle Without a Boss, and you have until June 5th to apply for this historic publicly owned housing. The Seattle social housing developer, approved by voters in 2023 and funded in 2025, announced Friday it will acquire its first building, a 150-unit luxury apartment building near Pike Place called Alara at the Market.
Yes.
Alara, whatever. The deal is expected to close next month, and it will create 60 units of deeply affordable housing for people making under 50% AMI, subsidized by the...
And some people making $0, right? Mm-hmm. So you can have no money at all. Zero, you don't make any money. And the apartment costs, each unit is about $406,000. You divide total amount, 60 million, total number of units.
Higher earning occupants who will also be paying proportionally affordable rent. I applied online and it took literally 2 minutes. The lottery application closes after June 5th. Then the drawing will happen June 8th, and the lottery winners can expect to hear back between then and July 1st. Visit https://apply.seattlesocialhousing.org to apply.
Okay.
Literally.
Yeah, okay. So what you have is you're going to have mixed income. You're going to have some people that don't make any money at all. Then you got the people that are in there right now. They're saying, listen, if you stay, we will freeze your rent for 2 years and we'll give you an Orca bus pass or something. The rest of the units were now going to be various states of income. The question is always, why did they buy this one at $60 million? Well, I think it's probably a pretty good choice because they bought an older building. They'd have more maintenance, and they probably don't have the capital to be able to support that. Now, the question becomes, are the people all going to be happy living in that building? There are two different studies and data. One that says no. The people that make a lot of money don't want to live next to people that don't make a lot of money. Why? Because they don't really, their habits, their lifestyles don't always jive well together. And then people that make a whole lot of money don't like living next to somebody who doesn't make any money because there's a particular lifestyle that person might have that doesn't fit in with the other people that are really enjoying a charcuterie board and avocado toast. This will be interesting. Now, Vienna has been doing this for about 100 years, and it works very effectively in Vienna because there's sort of a culture surrounding it entirely. This for Seattle will be a first-timer where you have the folks making a whole bunch of money, and you got people living maybe right next door. I don't know if they're going to keep them separated. The studies that I've seen said you don't want to separate them. You want to have the guy making $250,000 living next to somebody who's making $20,000. Now, here's why. They say in the one data point was that people will assimilate to the behavior. And the folks that are not making as much money, according to the study that I saw, will assimilate to the behavior of people that are doing better in life. So they might see other people recycling, putting the garbage out, keeping their apartments clean, not defecating in the lobby, just generally sort of moving their game up a little bit. And studies have shown that that's a benefit for everybody. So you get the rich hanging out with the not so rich, the hoi polloi, hanging out with the bread and butter or the cream and butter kind of people, and everybody starts to mix well together. That's one sort of point of view. The other one is these things don't work. Now, these are from other people, like, forget about it. When it ever comes to public housing, it fails. Why does it fail? Because the rich people don't pick a building. They pick a neighborhood. They pick their neighbors. And they don't want to, and they have the ability to move somewhere else, and they will move somewhere else if they can. So will the people that are in there right now, and the building turns out to be about $6,700 a month rent on something like that, will they stay, and will they be happy living next to people that are, sort of struggling in life? We shall see. But $60 million to buy the building, and of course the voters approved it. It was Prop 1A, 5% payroll tax on top. The problem they have is they expect to get all that money to pay for all these buildings from 10 corporations. And what do we know about that? Well, when 75% of your jumpstart tax revenue comes from 10 employers, and one of them decides to go or they cut back, you don't have as much cash. And that will be a problem for Seattle because they're also taking part of that money, which was supposed to be dedicated only to housing, and now it's going to the general fund. But you could apply, and you could be in there. You're happy with that? Would you do that, Joe? Huh? Would you get right in there?
I think I would.
All right.
And I do think there's a little bit of a difference because what is it, 40 units of the 150 or
60, isn't it?
Is it 60? Okay, so a little less than half. And if it's a really nice property in a really nice area, I think it's not going to be. It's not like a rich guy moving into a housing project in the south side of Chicago or something.
Right.
It's a little different.
Cabrini Green, that
Exactly,
failure of that
yes.
thing, right?
Oh, God.
So what you get is, listen, I hope it works for a number of reasons. The study that I had seen from a couple of years ago showing that people will assimilate to better behavior, that's great. That's great. Right. If you have the city, which fails consistently because it is not dollar profit motivated, I don't know what motivates, but when you got money in something, you want it to work. That's why the free market always beats the government markets that are being created. And in this case, it is a government market that is the apartment unit. Hopefully, it's well maintained, and hopefully they do a good job. Since it's a lottery system, oh boy, I wonder if they're going to do sort of a King County ballot thing where they actually look ahead and they get some.
I mean, honestly.
All right. So they're like, reach in and they, number 174. Are we good with 174? Are you 178?
Yeah, I don't see them taking, if somebody
who's random,
just a crazy drug addict who's been on fentanyl for 3 years and lives in a tent in one of the biggest, I don't think they're going to make that work. I think they would probably, and if somebody's, working a very low-paying job, but at least they're working,
So maybe they do a lottery, they pick them, because they just reach, so everybody's in. I can't work this, doesn't work this, we can't work this way. Everybody throws their name in there, and then just randomly pick it out. It's not like a church bazaar where you win the centerpiece. Right? Who gets the fruitcake? This is, you reach in there, you get yourself an apartment? Anybody? Anyone.
If you apply, I suppose, but maybe there's some kind of vetting process.
Yeah.
You have
maybe they pull it and then they check you out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure they have to reach out and,
Well, they're not allowed to ask if you got a criminal record. That's certainly the case. And then maybe they should do the same thing that they do to private landlords, which is you're not allowed to check the background. You're not allowed to do any sort of a search on the individual. You're not to verify anything. You have to take the first that applies. So maybe they'll apply the same law to themselves that they do to the free market, which is when the guy walks in, you're not allowed to say, do you have a criminal record? You're not allowed to ask about anything else. You have to take the first person that comes in. That used to be the law. Now, whether they got that thing thrown out or not, I don't know. But I remember when that happened.
I mean, I had to jump through a lot of hoops when I moved into my apartment.
Well, look at you. You look at the criminal.
It's true, but they're
hold on. Let me ask chat.
Okay.
Does a Seattle landlord still have to take the first person that applies for the apartment? Let's see. A good question. Directly relevant to Elora. Yes, it is still a fact upheld by the state Supreme Court. The nuance is important. Under the Seattle first-in-time rules, landlords must offer the rental to the first applicant who fully meets the published screening criteria.
See?
Landlords are not allowed to compare applicants or wait for someone with a higher income or better credit. But here's the critical detail, Joe. It doesn't say your name, Joe.
No,
I just
I
added that. Landlords have to write and publish a list of requirements for prospective tenants. The state does not determine those, so they can be anything the landlord wants that to be. Minimum credit score, income requirement, rental history. Oh, they do put those things in there.
Criminal history?
Sorry, Joe. Rental history, even applicants removed, even things like applicant removed shoes while visiting unit. Then the first person who fulfills all those requirements has to be offered the unit. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. You're not allowed to cherry pick. Just don't you take your shoes off.
Right.
Again, $60 million taken from the pockets of producers, determined by the voters that approved it because they didn't care, won their money, and then it's given to the public, and then the public, people that run all this, will give it to people that are down on their luck. The question is always, as the person's income improves, as they're standing in life and as they apply themselves and they're rewarded for their hard work, if they go from $36,000 to $42,000, there should not be a cliff that is created where the person says, the boss comes along, hey, Joe, you're doing a really good job. I'd like to give you a raise. And then you say, I don't want a raise because if I get a raise, I lose my housing. See, that's where the problem is. That's where the cliff comes in. But they have to be able to move those things along. And maybe at a certain point, for the person who's making $0 or hardly anything, maybe you should say to that person, hey, we'd like to see you improve your lot in life. There's all sorts of government programs for you. Why don't you pick it up a little bit? It should be a safety net, not a hammock, right? Because you're just in there and then you just have it. How are you bettering yourself, right? And why is it that you don't make any money? Are there choices that you're making? Do you have some problems? Are you functionally illiterate? Did you go through the Seattle School District and you're unable to do math and reading at grade level? Most likely. Well, then we'd like to help you so that you can read and then you become a productive member of society, and then you're not depending on the kindness of strangers to supplement your entire rent. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Are you going to apply? Somebody here? Andrew, why don't you apply?
You think I meet the criteria?
Are you making under 60? Well, we didn't need to go through that.
I guess I am going to make it.
It is a good location.
It's a very good location.
There,
There's a song for you, Andrew.
Oh, where are you from and where are you going? Whatever way the train is rolling.
Hobo song, Brand.
Town, if it's east or west, that's where I'm bound.
By the way, the other thing they're trying to, it's Seattle Pike Place Market. They're going to have Sip and Stroll. The open container alcohol program will go into effect. So for anybody that's ever, I know because no one ever drinks in public in Seattle.
I'll be down there.
Nice state.
You now legally, like they apply any of these laws, Pike Place Market will be able to walk around, maybe get yourself a big old hurricane, pound a few of those babies. Is this only during the summer or during?
I think they're test driving it this summer. It's kind of a pilot to see if it. Hopefully, they're going to close it off to cars again, but
right,
we'll see.
I believe it's through Labor Day.
Is it?
Oh, just through Labor Day? Okay. You know what it's going to be like? It's like walking around, just enjoying yourself and.
I bust 11, I'm heading to the next block.
I knew it.
The block was dead, yo, so I continue to A1A. Girls were hot, wearing less than bikinis. Rock men lovers, driving Lamborghinis. Jealous, cause I'm out getting mine. Shade with the gauge and vanilla with the 9. Ready for the chumps on the wall. The chumps acting ill because I'm full of 8-ball. Gunshot rings out like a bell. I grabbed my 9, all I heard was shells falling on the concrete real fast. Jumped in my car, slammed on the gas.
Yeah.
Bumper to bumper,
Maybe that's who was over firing off those rounds on Aurora Avenue.
Probably.
Yeah. All right, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Yes, it is a real struggle this afternoon. This report brought to you by your Seattle Mariners. A lot of it stems from this full closure on State Route 18 in both directions between Issaquah Hobart Road and I-90 as we have a fatality investigation underway. A couple hours into this and still no estimated time to reopen. So this is really jammed up westbound 90. Really, we've got scattered backups from Issaquah all the way over to I-5 here in Seattle. So Issaquah to Seattle is a 45-minute commute. Westbound 520, you're packed across the lake over to I-5. 5, 35 minutes between Bellevue and Seattle. South 5 is packed from Northgate to I-90. You're going to get real thick near Ravenna. 45 minutes through downtown Seattle on North 5, and your backups start at the Michigan Curve all the way across the Ship Canal Bridge. We've got a new collision down on East Marginal Way, northbound at Diagonal Way. It's blocking all northbound lanes. Everett to Seattle has just climbed to a 1-hour commute. Got a pretty heavy backup coming out of Everett down through Mill Creek because we're still working on this collision just past 128th. It's on the left shoulder, but it is a huge distraction for drivers. Don't miss 8 fireworks nights this season presented by T-Mobile. The first show is May 29th. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
Is it raising congestion or raising canes? Either way, you're not going to have a tender spot for this chicken choke point. I'll break it down for you Thursday morning on Seattle's Morning News.
Get all of Sully's choke points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466, 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
We are all about your experience.
We are
Subaru
of Puyallup, your
stress-free
dealership.
Treat yourself to a stress-free car buying experience with Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-2013 or biglou.com.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Hey, John, why don't you tell everybody why you started going to Longevity
No, I
Medical
don't want to
Clinic?
do that. I can tell you, I started going to Longevity Medical Clinic before I started doing these commercials, but that why I went is not important.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Okay. I'll tell you. I was a Sammamish City Council member, and whenever they had asked me to do the Pledge of Allegiance, I couldn't make it through the whole thing without crying. I know, it's so dumb. I mean, I know I'm patriotic, but what the heck? So I go into Longevity Medical Clinic, and I explained this to them, that there's something wrong with my hormones or something, and they see the testosterone and the estrogen are all out of balance. We balance all that stuff, and I can do the Pledge of Allegiance without crying. But I've also noticed that I deal with stress a lot better, don't I?
Yes, you're a lot easier to live with because you're getting more sleep, you have more energy, you're better organized, and I'm not helping you look for your car keys every morning.
Right, because now I've taken the steps to take care of my mind and body. I strongly recommend anybody get the free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Spring is the perfect time to make improvements that protect and add value to your home. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. For decades, homeowners across the Pacific Northwest have trusted our team for roofing, siding, windows, and custom decking. This spring, save up to $3,000, or qualified homeowners can take advantage of 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just help make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check from Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires, including all-terrain, highway, all-season, and all-weather. So go ahead. Explore with confidence. Les Schwab Tires. We're here to help you take the long way. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. 2 people are now confirmed dead after a chemical implosion in Longview at the Nippon Dynawave packaging facility. But first responders say that number will rise. Brian Wood is with Nippon Dynawave. He says 9 of the workers are still missing.
These are our people. We are focused on our people. We are focused on helping our responders find and recover those people.
7 employees remain hospitalized. Cowlitz Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Goldstein says the blast now has an environmental impact as well.
Testing of water samples has confirmed contamination entered the Columbia River.
The Department of Ecology and Health are on site assessing the impacts. Goldstein says drinking water in the area is still safe and no impacts to air quality. Boeing 737 MAX production line in Renton is moving into a higher gear. FAA now allowing it to build 47 jets a month. That's up from 42. CEO Kelly Ortberg says the team is ready.
We're highly confident that we pulse the system to make sure we're ready to go to that rate.
Now, 737 MAX production was capped at 38 after that 2024 door plug blowout over Portland. FAA says it wants to fine Alaska Airlines $165,000 over claims the carrier let drunk passengers board multiple flights. Agency says this happened on 11 flights from February 2024 to February 2025. Alaska says it has cooperated fully with the federal audits, believes it now meets the FAA standards for handling intoxicated passengers. And Seattle's police union and the mayor's office are clashing over surveillance cameras now. Mayor Katie Wilson threatened the union with policy violations after it posted on social media video of a Capitol Hill shooting, saying the cameras helped solve the crime. SPOG President Kent Liu tells KIRO Radio's Jake and Spike.
We're going to put our opinion out for public safety. I don't know why the mayor's office appears to be fighting for the criminal more than the victim.
Mayor's office later backed off after SPOG's attorneys threatened a federal lawsuit. This all comes as pressure mounts to activate the city's CCTV network ahead of this summer's World Cup. Now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
It's brought to you by Seattle Sports. It is crazy busy this afternoon, particularly on I-90 and 405, because we have a full closure on State Route 18 between Issaquah Hobart Road and I-90. Both directions shut down for an investigation. Still no estimated time to reopen. So westbound 90, we've got scattered backups from Issaquah all the way over to I-5 here in Seattle. It's 45 minutes to make it through this. Eastbound 90 slows from mid-span 10 over to 405. And then South 405, you're just barely moving from 520 all the way down to the VMAC. In fact, Bellevue to Renton is going to take you 50 minutes. That's a 20-minute delay. North 405 down in South Center, bumper to bumper from I-5 up past the Renton Landing. 35 minutes from South Center to Bellevue. Northbound on East Marginal Way, a diagonal way, a crash that had all northbound lanes blocked now has been moved to the right lane. So we're getting by now. This is near Arena Sports, and then further north, 99 is jam-packed through that downtown tunnel up to South Lake Union. Seattle to Federal Way, 40 minutes. Everett to Seattle struggling at 1 hour. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
So your forecast now looking good the next couple of days. Sunny skies and temperatures in the 70s. Right now, 72 degrees. It'll be up to 77 in Seattle tomorrow. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Start your day with solutions, not problems. KIRO 7 pinpoint weather and real-time traffic every 10 minutes, from downpours to backups. Whatever's waiting for you when you head out the door, KIRO 7 News in the Morning will get you prepared. Stay up to the minute every 10 minutes. Watch KIRO 7 News in the Morning, 4:30 to 7 a.m.
Bucky's Auto Service Center. I had to make a correction, so I'll go through this quick. Bucky's Auto Service Center, 16 locations, been around for 51 years. I misspoke, Joe.
Oh, shocker.
Yeah. Out of my butt on this one. You have to make some income. You can't have zero income in order to get that apartment. Right. So the people that really, really need it, those that are like destitute, there's nothing for them. So it's kind of the middle income people are going to be included in there. So
yeah, I figure
$650 is what you get for a studio apartment. You got to be able to afford that. All right. Andrew, you're back in the running.
I'm flying right now.
You're back in the running. There. And also, heard from another listener who has my own phone number here. Mm-hmm. He writes in, they're doing we talked about the sip and walk there at Pike Place Market. They're doing it because Seattle and the World Cup, other big cities and Europe allow that.
Right.
And that Seattle would really upset soccer fans if they couldn't walk around and drink. More reason they should turn on the police cameras around the stadium. According to my friend Rob. Smart.
Thanks, Rob.
Do you know who James O'Keefe is? He's a guy that became famous, I think, back in 2008 or 2009 because he was able to show how people were ripping off Acorn, which was a program that the government was involved in for housing and stuff. He's also caught a bunch of people with FDA and Big Pharma. What he normally does is it's a honeypot, is what it's called, honeypot thing. He goes online, sees one of these people that are working for the government, and then sets them up on a date. And then the guy has a couple drinks, but he's not too drunk, and he basically just, oh, I do this and I do that. Oh, yeah, we didn't test that vaccine. We knew it was going to hurt people. The problem with so much of O'Keefe's stuff is you can't even hear it because they're always in some clinky, loud restaurant. You try to play or can't play it. Here's an interesting one. He gets this guy, Sean Hudson, who is the director of community relations for the Washington Nationals, the baseball team. And this guy is obviously very excited about being on a date with this girl because he is spilling it all. He brags about how the Nationals spy on baseball fans who visit the stadium. Oh, hang on. Who visit the stadium, Joe?
If you ever come to a Nats game, there is someone on our team who is responsible for figuring out everything about you, given your purchasing habits, what teams you come to when the Nats play, like what teams you come, and assigning you into a bucket of people and then catering content to you. So we're tracking it. If you're accepting cookies, we're getting the plethora of your Google history. So yeah, it's fascinating.
So if you've downloaded any MLB or Nats Park apps to your phone or joined their stadium Wi-Fi, make sure to disable those cookies so that Sean Hudson and his crew can't go sifting through your Google history and spying on you while you're at their games.
Yeah, we knew that the Mets did this. I guess they all do this.
I think they all.
Teeny, it's a different cookie. Yeah, they all do it, right? And then they get the data. Okay, so then Alex Stein, I don't know if he's working with James O'Keefe, he decides to call Hudson and ask him that question about, are you spying?
Also, she overheard you say something about how every single fan that goes to the ballpark, you collect their Google data and their Google search history. Is that correct?
No, that's not possible for us.
No. Okay. Then he brags, this guy, Sean Hudson, the director of community relations at Washington National, which, by the way, interesting, you can't find him online right now. He brags about the far left politics.
When we go to like my boss's holiday party, we all talk about how left-leaning we are. I would love to find ways to... Every home run is a $100 donation. That's communism. You know what I mean? That's redistributing someone's wealth.
And taking somebody's wealth.
So I hope we get there.
Yeah, I hope it goes communism. And then the call, Alex Stein on the same call asks,
is it true that you're trying to push communism on the fans at the games? Because I thought that was pretty alarming when she told me that you're a communist.
No, apologies. You said this is Alex Stein?
Yes, Alex Stein.
No, that's not true at all.
Okay. How about the fact that he blocks devout Catholic pitchers from doing any social media?
One of our pitchers, dude, Trevor Williams, he is very Catholic. He has I'm not religious at all. He's super Christian Catholic. All these tattoos that mean a lot. Last year, I don't understand the full scope. The Dodgers had a group out to the stadium who were drag queens who sometimes dressed up as nuns.
No, they were nuns. They were nuns dressed. They were dressed as nuns. Yeah.
He went on a social media this is wrong. This is my religion. You all are mocking it. So we don't use him because of that, we don't use him on social. When they're is a hot dog a sandwich? And the players come up, you know what I mean? We don't ask him.
Yeah, they don't ask him. They don't put up. So then Alex Stein, in the same conversation.
We know that there's a team directive right now where you said that he's not allowed to be shared because he's a Christian. Is that correct?
That doesn't sound like something I would say. No, I don't. The players each are kind of up to their own discretion on how widely they want to be shared on social.
Oh, so the players choose to be shared on social? You don't choose that?
Well, it's kind of some guys are more engaging than the other ones. If you go to our social media page, some guys just are hey, not for me today, pregame routine, stuff like that.
Okay. So he got busted. I guess the only defense for this guy, an avowed communist, sort of, who doesn't like Catholics, who wants to redistribute the wealth of other people. And what else does he like to do? Oh, spy on fans. Sean Hudson, the director of community relations for the Washington Nationals, he gets caught on this thing. The Nationals, have they put out anything in regards to him?
I haven't seen any official statement yet.
It's not going to be good for him. This happens all the time. These guys sit down with these people, either a man or woman, they're gay or straight, and they just spill all this stuff. And they're not drunk. It's just, and then they'll go, well, I just said that because I was just trying to get laid. I'm just trying to impress somebody. That's the only thing they fall back on. Normally what James O'Keefe does, he runs in with a camera and plays all the stuff for him. And then they get on their little bike, they put their bike helmet on and try to get away from him. How embarrassing. I mean, have you ever inflated your resume or success of anything while on a date?
Almost certainly.
But this sort of stuff?
I mean, this you could tell he's clearly, and with most of these, it's super nerdy guy in politics. Somebody's chief of staff really or whatever, and they're just like, oh, you don't believe the classified info I have access to.
Yeah, the one guy at the FDA. Yeah, I basically was just telling everybody that, go ahead, give everybody the vaccine. Who cares if it kills them? And the girl was like, oh, yeah, that's what I did. I was like, stack them high, stack the dead bodies up. I don't care. Yeah. Now, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but to that extent, now, again, where was the blood that was supposed to be in his head?
Right. We know.
This guy will probably lose his job.
I think so.
Yeah, because in one of the calls, you said that you'd want to go to Boston and work for the Red Sox.
Right.
That you didn't want to work here in Washington. And that was the last question that Alex Stein asked, and the guy hung up. And again, if you look him up online, he's gone. You can't find him on Washington Nationals website anymore. There's Sean Hudson, the community director, will have a chance to spread communism somewhere else, where he's guaranteed to get a job, each according to his own there, Mr. Hudson. That's good for him. Yeah, I like when people like that get caught. Whether he's exaggerating or not, I think he believes this sort of stuff. And
One thing he said that I know he's telling the truth about is the stadium and arena kind of like surveillance mechanisms, and they have that almost everywhere. And some are just crazy where they use facial recognition, and there's certain people. James Dolan, who owns the Knicks and Madison Square Garden and the Sphere, they have facial recognition in all of those venues, and he has a list of people that have sued him or have sued one of his companies, and he gets them to get yanked out of there immediately.
Right? If you're suing us, we're just asking you, please don't come until you're done with your argument with us. And yes, we're using facial recognition to enforce that.
So you're not going to back down because
not at all.
There you go. All right, here comes Nate. Check your traffic. Nathan.
All right, John, delay that trip through Issaquah this afternoon if you can. This report brought to you by Global Credit Union. So we've got big backups out there stemming from a closure on State Route 18, but that just ended. We just reopened State Route 18 between Issaquah, Hobart Road, and I-90 following a 3.5-hour closure, and that did a number on this commute westbound 90. Now we're looking at heavy volumes from Issaquah all the way over to I-5 here in Seattle. We're pushing an hour from Issaquah to Seattle. Most surface streets throughout Issaquah are all jam-packed. Eastbound 90, we're slow from Midspan over to 405. South 405, we're just barely moving from 520 down to the VMAC. In fact, Bellevue to Renton is a 50-minute commute. That's a 20-minute delay. Heading north, Bellevue to Everett, 55 minutes. Pretty solid between Kirkland and Alderwood. You got a little clearing between 527 and Damson. Seattle to Everett, 50 minutes. Heavy from Northgate to Mill Creek. Everett to Seattle, 1 hour, 55 minutes over to Bellevue. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. You can learn more at globalcu.org. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Primera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.primera.com.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Washington is helping men take control of their health with a free, comprehensive wellness panel. A $400 value included when starting treatment. Your panel checks key health markers, including testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidneys, liver, and thyroid, so you can finally understand what your body's been trying to tell you. Since 2011, over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Get answers, get a plan, and start feeling better. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free, comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
May in the Pacific Northwest means 1 minute it's sunshine, the next you're looking for your rain jacket.
Good thing the Subaru Forester is built for all of it. And right now at Carter Subaru, you can get the 2026 Subaru Forester with 0.9% financing OAC. Plus, Carter Subaru has over 800 Subarus in stock, the largest selection in our state. Carter Subaru in Ballard, Shoreline, or at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 5/31/26.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
2 years ago, my office launched a major media campaign to identify a key witness to our client's bicycle accident, which we later settled for $10 million. Because when we accept a case, we don't rest until we do everything possible to improve our client's chance of recovery. We're one of only a few firms in the state with an in-house investigation team building our clients' cases. So when you hire Davis Law Group, you don't just get a dedicated and award-winning legal team. You get our commitment to better service and even better results. Request a free consultation today at 206-888-8888.
If you've given up cigarettes for your health and moved to Zyn, which is a little packet that put there between your cheek and gum.
Start your day.
What's that? I'm sorry. Did you say something, Jacob?
Yeah, I'd smoke it.
Okay. You can't smoke it. You put it between your cheek and gum. Be careful if you decide to go to France, because they have decided that if you come in there, if you have them with you and they catch you, which Joe doesn't think they will, then you could be looking at, if caught violating, you spend up to 5 years in prison and be fined $436,600.
I learned that in jail.
That's right. European countries have moved against the nicotine pouches. France is the only Western country to criminalize their use. It's if we were to prohibit French baguettes or French wine in Sweden, says the Swedish trade minister. Also called the ban on the pouches originated in Sweden, an attack on the Swedish way of living.
The French are like famous for smoking, right?
Yeah, that's the weird part.
Can they still smoke cigarettes?
Yes.
What?
We went to Paris just so we could smoke.
Yeah.
And not that we are smokers, but we were there, and I said to Nick, hey, we could smoke.
Yes.
She goes, do you want to smoke? I said, let's see what it's like to smoke in a restaurant again.
While you have a glass of wine.
Sit there and you're smoking, and everybody's sitting around and you're just smoking. You got the cigarette, the ashtray. There was an American couple with their kids beside us, and the girl said, Mom, what's that? And pointed to the ashtray. And I went over and ashed in it for them. That is wild.
So cigarettes are legal, but
encouraged.
And any nicotine product that's safe.
Your baby needs a cigarette. The French Health Ministry classified nicotine as a toxic substance and justified the ban as necessary to curb the necessary dependence on the chemical compound. But in doing so, the government risked trading reliance and dependence with other dangerous ones. Yeah, they're still pushing cigarettes.
That is weird.
So weird. Maybe because it's not from France. The ongoing study of people living in blah, 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 blah. 5 years in jail. Imagine going in for that. No one will want to mess with you.
What are you in for?
Yeah, Zins.
I had a little pillow, miniature pillow that delivers nicotine in my mouth.
Meanwhile, Sweden, which has the lowest smoking rate in Europe, has achieved remarkable success in public health, predominantly thanks to oral nicotine products. Since the 1980s, it's been seen as seen its smoking rate fall from 30% to less than 5%. So they're not smoking; they're doing the nicotine there.
Yeah, it's great.
Not in the state of Washington, where they doubled the price. Ugh. So people go to Idaho to get it, or you go to California where they've also jacked the price up, but they removed all the flavor. So it tastes like you've got like a
bag of wet tobacco.
Yeah, not even. It's kind of just has a weirder flavor to it, like you're sort of just sucking on a thin piece of tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Not
black
good.
electrical tape.
We found this nicotine alternative stuff that you found online.
Yeah.
Which is still a reasonable price in Washington. It's got
it's $5.
Yeah, carotene.
Who knows what's in it, Joe?
L-theanine. Yeah, carotene and L-theanine. But
do not get it.
But I screwed up and I ordered it, and I got the 9 milligrams or whatever it is.
I know. Now we're hooked, and we can't go. We can't go any lower, and we can't go back to Zins. Thanks a lot, Curly.
Have you considered quitting?
No, not even for a second.
Yeah, quitting? I think that answers your question, Nate. Here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
All righty, let's see. This one brought to us by Carpet Liquidators. After a 3.5-hour closure for an earlier investigation, we recently reopened State Route 18 between Issaquah, Hobart, and I-90, but the damage is done. Westbound 90 is now jam-packed from Issaquah all the way over to I-5 here in Seattle. Issaquah to Seattle is pushing an hour, 55 minutes. And again, most surface streets through Issaquah this afternoon are all jam-packed as drivers are just struggling to find alternate routes. Eastbound 90 now slows from Rainier Avenue over to 405, where drivers are waiting their turn to hop onto South 405. And South 405, you're just barely moving from 520 all the way down to the VMAC. Bellevue to Renton, 40 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, 55-minute drive. Seattle to Everett's at 50 minutes. South 5 heading into Seattle is backed up from 85th to I-90. At 50th, this turns into a bumper-to-bumper backup. And North 5 plan on 45 minutes to get through this solid backup from Albro up across the Ship Canal Bridge. White Pay Retail. Save big with the largest carpet and hardwood flooring selection at Carpet Liquidators. 7 locations. They've got you covered at Carpet Liquidators. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan. Presented by Carter Subaru.
Is it raising congestion or raising canes? Either way, you're not going to have a tender spot for this chicken choke point. I'll break it down for you Thursday morning on Seattle's Morning News.
Get all of Sully's choke points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills. It's all at one incredible destination. So when you look for the best, look nowhere else. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. Muckleshoot.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, a well-insulated attic can be your home's secret weapon. Upgrading attic insulation is a cost-effective way to make your home more energy efficient. It also helps keep your home warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Better insulation equals better air quality, less moisture, and no mold, improving the air quality you and your family breathe. Call now for $300 off attic ceiling and ventilation, and visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found Tax Relief Advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-2578. 800-488-2578. That's 800-488-2578.
Have something to say? We'd love to hear it. Text KIRO News Radio at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
During a cabinet meeting today, President Trump making it clear he feels no urgency to end the war with Iran. But when it does end, the president says gas prices will go back to where they were before the war.
We had gasoline down to a very low number. I think we'll be hitting that number shortly after that whole excursion ends.
But for now, the president says he's not satisfied with the deal that the Iranians are offering to end the war. An ongoing recovery for victims of the deadly factory accident in Washington state. 9 people remain unaccounted for after a massive chemical tank holding a highly corrosive liquid imploded and collapsed Tuesday. 2 people are confirmed dead. The CDC screening travelers arriving at 3 U.S. airports from Ebola-infected countries. New York's JFK now added to that list. Secretary of State Marco Rubio insisting no Ebola cases will be allowed into the country, including infected American citizens. This is ABC News. An officer in California has been reassigned, and an independent investigation will be conducted following a violent arrest in Fairfield.
Police say the arrest came during an on-campus fight at the high school. They say officers used so-called distraction strikes to get the teen, identified as Maurice Williams, to put his hands behind his back so he could be handcuffed while acting aggressively. Students now staging walkouts and demonstrations protesting what they claim was excessive force. The teen's family also speaking out.
That bothered me to see my grandbaby laying there. Getting beat.
Police say the officer involved has now been reassigned.
ABC's Hannah Battah. Building the Future, the Lego Foundation committing $97 million to expand International Rescue Committee programs that use play to help millions of children trapped in global conflicts learn and recover. Dave Packer, ABC News.
Well, that deadly chemical implosion in Longview now impacting the Columbia River. The latest after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
And this was brought to us by your Seattle Mariners. It is a busy afternoon this afternoon because State Route 18 was closed for 3.5 hours, and that sent a lot of traffic really through the Issaquah area, jam-packed in westbound 90. So 18 has reopened between Issaquah, Hobart, and I-90 about 25 minutes ago, so we can use that route. But right now, westbound 90 is jammed from Issaquah all the way over to I-5 here in Seattle. It's approaching 1 hour from Issaquah to Seattle. Eastbound 90, you're slow from Rainier Avenue over to 405. Everyone's waiting their turn to hop onto South 405, and then South 405 itself is a parking lot approaching 520 all the way down to the VMAC. 45 minutes from Bellevue to Renton. Bellevue to Everett, 55 minutes. Seattle to Everett's at 50 minutes. South 5 heading into Seattle. Nothing new here. You're heavy from 85th to I-90. North 5, it's 45 minutes to get through this solid backup from Albro Place to the Ship Canal Bridge. Westbound 520, you're bumper to bumper from 84th over to I-5, and both directions of 405, bumper to bumper through South Center. Don't miss 8 fireworks nights this season presented by T-Mobile. The first show is May 29th. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. The current death toll stands at 2 after a tank full of chemicals imploded at a paper mill in Longview yesterday. Fire Battalion Chief Matt Amos says 9 other employees remain missing tonight.
As individuals are recovered from the site, they'll undergo decontamination before being transported to the Cowlitz County Coroner's Office for identification and family notification.
7 other workers were injured. They remain hospitalized, and now we've learned chemicals from the implosion made their way into the Columbia River. KIRO News Radio's Corwin Hake reports from Longview.
Cowlitz 2 Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Goldstein dropped the news in his latest update.
Testing of water samples has confirmed contamination entered the Columbia River during the day yesterday.
The amount of chemicals that leached from the blast zone into the river is unspecified, and its harm is unclear, pending further testing. State officials also say some fish, carp to be exact, have died. They were found in fish transport ditches near the disaster site. In Longview, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
King County prosecutors have charged an 18-year-old Tacoma man with shooting 3 people last week in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has the updates.
The shooting happened just after 1 a.m. outside the Cultura nightclub on East Pike Street. Prosecutors allege Jamari McQueen got into an argument with another man, opened fire on him, and in the process also shot 2 innocent bystanders. Casey McNurthney with the King County Prosecutor's Office says McQueen is charged with 3 counts of first-degree assault.
In the meantime, he's held in the King County Jail on the $1.5 million the King County prosecutors asked for.
High bail set as prosecutors see McQueen as a danger to the community. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle family says it is dropping its lawsuit against the city after it removed hazardous climbing structures at Gasworks Park. That suit was filed after a 14-year-old boy fell to his death last year. Attorneys say the legal action forced the city to act, removing ladders and platforms just days before a court hearing. Your forecast now, looking at sunny skies this afternoon. Tomorrow, another beautiful day. Mostly sunny, highs in the upper 70s. Right now, 72 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I know, folks, it's been a long, long journey. I know people would want to say it's totally over. That would not be consistent with where the science is right now.
That's right. Follow the science. Remember those days? I was reading about, I think it was Orfit. I forget the guy's name is with the FDA. And they had a special meeting with Fauci and the guy from the FDA. And then you had Rachel from the CDC was on there. And they didn't want to use the term a natural immunity. So they used, I think, survivor immunity, because that was better, because you natural or unnatural. Well, natural immunity would give you the impression that, I don't need the vaccine. So they call it like survivor. You survived it. Manipulation of the words to make people think, well, I got to get that vaccine. Inslee was really pushing hard on that. Here we go, the John Curley Show. Muckers Casino Resort text line 1-888-973-5476. Signature gatherers are out. They have until the 3rd of July to allow you to be able to put your name, because this is what democracy looks like, on an initiative, and that will eventually be able, hopefully, they have already 94,000 signatures. They're way ahead. They need to get about 400 and some thousand. So they think if they can keep up the pace, they will get to the magic number to be able to allow the citizens of Washington to have the say as to whether or not they would like to have an income tax. It's not a millionaire's tax, because everybody knows they'll just simply strike that from the law, and then they could just go after everybody else, because millionaires are leaving, and then they'll have to find the cash somewhere else because they're already starting to spend it even before they have it. Well, that's what democracy looks like, but not if you're a Sammamish City Council woman, Pam Stewart. She doesn't want you to sign that thing.
So this is Sammamish Backyard interviewing signatures for the income tax here at Safeway. Can you tell me what happened with Pam Stewart, our council member today?
Simply to put, she was trying to block us from doing our job. She was bothering me more than my brother here.
Well, what happened was the police were here because 2 people complained. They were harassing me, and then they complained inside to get me kicked off. And as soon as the police came up, she ran out and was basically like, "Is this legal? He's not. Are you a Washington resident?" I'm like, "No, I'm not." And so she's like, "Oh, he's not even supposed to be here. Is this legal? Blah blah blah." Eventually, the police left because they couldn't do anything, and then she just proceeded to go to every single person that we were trying to collect signatures from, and we're telling them not to sign this because of X, Y, and Z, saying we're just getting paid by billionaires, that we're bootlickers, that we're not supposed to be here.
This is what democracy looks like.
And it turned into just, her...
A big old hoopla.
A big old hoopla, waste of time. She was obstructing us, which is technically a federal offense to obstruct...
a federal offense. Maybe they should file charges against a city council member.
Nature gathering. So
Yeah, she's been known to do that around here.
It got to the point where I'm a very patient person. I've got 4 kids. I'm doing this just to feed my family too. But it got to the point that she was talking over me while I'm trying to explain the bills and everything to people asking. She's in people's ear, kind of like a gnat chirping away. And I snapped on her for a moment, nothing crazy, but I just yelled at her like, "Look, you got to stop talking over me, because if you do, you're impeding me. I'm gonna have to call the police on you. This is a felony, not just constitutionally in the state, but nationwide. You cannot impede me from doing my job."
Brian Hayward found out about this. It says, "Hey, the crazies have come out. Is that you, Pam Stewart? Signature gatherers for our initiative stopping the income tax tell us that signatures are coming in nearly double the pace they were compared to previous projects. People are fired up. It's no surprise the crazies start coming out of the woodwork. Intimidation is partly concerning when the elected official from Sammamish City Council, Pam Stewart, comes out and harasses signature gatherers." The video link in there, which we just played that. Now you might be wondering, gosh, where did I hear that name before? Remember, she was also involved in the thing with Brandy Cruz.
With Brandy, and yeah.
Yeah.
We also got a text from Scott in the 360 earlier today. He said the Safeway in Bellingham has a sign outside that says "No, absolutely no signature gathering."
Oh.
Which I don't know if who gets to make that call is the manager.
Well, it is public. It's private property. Is that parking lot? You have to go in and ask for permission. If the person says they don't give you permission, then they don't do it.
Can I read you what Bob Ferguson said?
Yeah.
So he tweeted this out or posted it on X at 10:30 this morning. He says, "Well, it looks like the voters will get a say on whether to maintain the tax on income over $1 million that was passed earlier this year, and I look forward to the public having their say on this important policy. To be clear, this reform of our regressive tax code included expansion of tax credits for working families, relief for small businesses, and investments in K through 12 and affordable childcare. One more thing voters should know. So long as I am government, I will veto any attempt to lower the threshold or raise the rate of this tax. We are asking those who make the most to pay a little more and providing relief to workers and small businesses. Let's keep it that way." So he's saying, or I guess if you could hold him to a tweet, that he wouldn't do it while he was governor, but that doesn't mean anybody else won't.
What are his words again?
He says, as long as I am governor, I will veto any attempt to lower the threshold, so bring it down from $1 million, or raise the rate of this tax.
Yeah. Is this the same guy that talked about he wasn't going to be raising taxes? Remember when he was running for office?
Yep.
Yeah. You know, you can say things while you're running, you can say things when you're serving, but when it really comes down to it, you could easily then, I've taken a closer look at the budget, things have changed, and it's very alarming to me that we are not able to provide the essential services that we need for the great people of Washington.
It's an emergency.
It's an emergency, and we are going to just temporarily drop it down to anybody who makes $100,000, whatever they're.
Well, remember, Jamie Peterson said that all these promises are pie crust promises.
It's all garbage. Because, listen, here's what you could say when you're running for office.
I realize the actions of past leaders have caused the trust in Sammamish's governance to falter.
Yeah.
Understanding this, I took a pivotal role in the adoption of codes of conduct and ethics earlier.
You tell us all about it, Pam Stewart. You talk about how you're all about following the rules.
This year. For all government officials.
All of them.
With the aim of restoring trust to our city.
Yes!
If reelected, I will diligently uphold these new ethics policies.
Yes!
And ensure the public disclosure of any violations. Furthermore, I propose the establishment of a citizen oversight board to hold government officials accountable and review internal.
She's going to hold herself accountable.
That's right.
Policies. My commitment is to uphold the highest standards in city government and to encourage resident participation to reestablish trust and transparency.
Yeah.
Together, we can make Sammamish an even better place to call home. Thank you for your support.
Come on, Pam. Can't find it. Yeah.
I wonder why.
She said that in 2024. What?
Why Pam is so, like, she's really.
She don't like it. She's out there fighting the good fight.
Yeah.
I guess she's going to be out there again. Yelling and screaming. Too bad they didn't have her on tape.
I know.
I love when people go in there and talk about, you're bootlickers for billionaires.
Screaming over everybody.
What a bunch of hogwash.
Yeah, it's good. Come on, Pam Stewart. Come on the show. Did you call her? We're going to call her?
Oh, I've been calling her every hour, on the hour, for weeks.
What a bunch of hogwash. All right.
What a bunch of hogwash.
I will be out there gathering signatures, Joe. You know that. Did you know that? Yes.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah. I said, go. How about on the 4th of July? And Kelly writes back, no, it's gone by then.
Yeah, it's too late. Come on.
I will be, let's see, signature gathering. I'm out there with Brian himself coming up on Saturday, 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock.
Which Saturday?
This Saturday,
Oh.
May 30th, at the Coyote Corner Convenience Store in Kittitas. Wow, you seem to be sort of tucked away, and
yeah. Well,
I mean, I like that. I like the.
I mean, yeah, that's great. Did they get a lot of traffic?
That's what I said. I mean, I know the Coyote store there in Kittitas, but I was thinking,
did Brian pick that one?
I can't imagine. It's just because Brian and I a lot of times just sort of stand there and talk to each other.
There you go.
But it's going to be on the 30th, and I said, listen. If we don't get a whole bunch of people swinging by, it's a really cool store out there.
Yeah.
But I'm going to pick up a bunch of them and head over to Safeway over in Cleella.
Just get the manager's permission.
I will. They have signature gathering out there.
I love that Safeway.
Yeah, that's a great Safeway. And by the way, Pam Stewart, come on out, because I'd love to be able to talk to you about this and find out why you have a problem and why you think it's okay. Yeah, I think there was more than 7 or 8 bills that were presented by the Republicans and got support from Democrats as well that all got rejected. One of them was, I have an idea. Why not reduce the sales tax down to 6%? Nope. Why don't we give other additional breaks? Why don't we change how we tax this and tax that for everybody? No, every single one of the things that they came up with all got shot down. But the idea of having an income tax, because as Peterson said in an email in 2018, ultimately what they want is an income tax in the state of Washington. That's what they want. And once they get the sales tax and they keep the sales tax there, they're going to get the income tax, because that's really what they need, because they want as much money as they can possibly get. So that's why you have people out there stopping the signature gatherers, because they know that the people know that this income tax is not a millionaire's income tax. and they want to be able to get it. And you can say that you're not going to drop it, Governor, just like the head of your Senate.
And, the Democrats, your party, I think you yourself voted to ban income taxes after the Let's Go Washington initiative.
Yeah, I mean, look, that was what did Mary...
But can you put a couple fart sounds in here? Because this is really amazing. It's amazing the person has no shame, right? Here, right?
Go Washington initiative.
Yeah, I mean, look, that was what did Mary Poppins call that? A pie crust promise, right? Easily made, easily broken. Like, as we put that language into statute, and we can amend it anytime that we want to.
That's crazy. So anybody that wants to argue with somebody or have a slightly heated discussion, you just simply say, you could say whatever you want to say because it's a pie crust promise. We just,
Right. So I wouldn't take that super seriously. If we find that we need to tweak that, we'll just tweak it, right? Huh. And so here's the other way that I mentioned a couple of ways that were different.
I don't want to hear anymore. It's amazing. And I have to say, I wish I could live in the world of the person that believes that if this thing passes, they're not going to start to move it down and grab other people. It would be a wonderful world to live in. Red pill, blue pill. You really believe that they're not going to start to bring it down and get more and more, because what they're finding is a lot of people are leaving, and that's the money, right? So then they go, hey, we've got these big promises. We've got these big plans where all this money's going. By the way, I looked up how much money you're going to be able to save because they're going to remove the sales tax on things like toothpaste and mouthwash and conditioner. On average, it's going to save, you ready for this? The average Washingtonian, $9 a year.
A year?
Wow. Everyone, wait, stop the music. That's on shampoo alone.
That is so generous.
That's all workarounds because we have the constitutional prohibition on an income tax, right?
Well, we don't have... so let's be really precise about this. Yeah. We don't have a constitutional prohibition on an income tax. What we have is two restrictions on property tax that are built into our Constitution. One that says that property taxes have to be imposed uniformly across a class of income, or across a class of property, and a second that says that property taxes cannot exceed 1%. Now,
Wow, okay, I didn't ask for any on this because he's not talking about the pie crust.
Plus years ago, when the whole idea of an income tax was very new, the federal income tax had been in effect only for 18 years. Our state Supreme Court decided that income was a form of property, and therefore the constitutional restrictions on property tax applied to income tax. So we could have a flat 1% income tax, no problem. There's no question that we could have an income tax. It just doesn't raise very much money, and it probably wouldn't be super popular.
That's interesting. All right. So a 1% income tax wouldn't be super popular. With who? If they got 1% of the total amount of revenue created in the state of Washington by those people that actually produce, then they would have that. Would they reduce part of the sales tax to allow people to have more money that they earn? Probably not. But it wouldn't be super popular with who or whom? With who? Like, go ahead, get rid of the part of the sales tax, take 1% of my income. That's fine. But they want to get it from, quote unquote, the people that aren't paying their fair share, that could pay or that could contribute. I think they use the word contribute a little bit more. Nobody's contributing. That's not the verb. You're not actually contributing. You're having it taken from the individual. Those are the people that are still here. But if you're like any other business, or if you've got the ability to pick up and go, you will go. So this is nutty. But again, we're going to go back. We still would love to be able to hear, because I know Pam Stewart in 2024, she's not going to go back on her word.
I realize the actions of past leaders have caused the trust in Sammamish's governance to falter.
Who? I can't
understand.
Huh?
Who is she talking about?
She's talking about there was some problems.
In Sammamish City Council?
Yeah, there's some.
This, I took a pivotal
No, nobody remembers me in there.
role in the adoption of codes of conduct and ethics earlier this year for all government officials, with the aim of restoring trust to our city.
Yeah. You go down there to Safeway and battle it out with Pam Stewart, who doesn't like the fact that people get a chance to put their name on a piece of paper saying that they'd like to have their voice heard during the election. And when it comes to the initiative, it's going to be really interesting to see what's at the bottom of that ballot, because any one of these, it's an emergency. It's not an emergency, but down the bottom, they're going to put, and it's going to be a reverse question. If you don't want the millionaire's tax, say yes, they do the reverse on the thing. Throw you off a little bit, right?
Every polling I've seen from every news outlet, left, right, middle, center, there seems to be like at least 90% are opposed to this.
Yeah.
I think
well, that's why you have 94,000 signatures already. That's why you have people like Pam Stewart, Sammamish City Council member, going down to I guess, where is it?
Safeway?
Safeway. Was it Safeway or QFC there? Safeway. And screaming at these guys because they know it's coming.
This is infinitely less controversial than the Parents' Bill of Rights or the other
Or
one.
keeping boys out of girls' sports. Yeah. All right, that's great. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Thank you, John. This one brought to you by Global Credit Union. The I-90 corridor between Seattle and Issaquah is really struggling today in both directions. Westbound 90, it is heavy from Front Street all the way over to I-5 here in Seattle. So Issaquah to Seattle is taking you 55 minutes. Most surface streets through Issaquah are jam-packed as drivers are searching for any relief from the freeway. Westbound 900, you're packed from I-90 down to Southeast May Valley Road. Eastbound 90, we're heavy from the Mount Baker Tunnel out toward Gilman Boulevard. In Bellevue, South 405 is bumper to bumper from really Northeast 60th and Kirkland down to the VMAC. Bellevue to Renton, 45 minutes. South 5 heading into Seattle is heavy from 85th to I-90. It's a 35-minute trip between Linwood into downtown. North 5, 45 minutes to clear this solid backup from Albro up to the Ship Canal Bridge. Seattle to Federal Way, 35 minutes. And in Tacoma, South 5, it is packed bumper to bumper from the Puyallup River Bridge down to State Route 16, where we just cleared a crash from the off-ramp to 16. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
Is it raising congestion or raising canes? Either way, you're not going to have a tender spot for this chicken choke point. I'll break it down for you Thursday morning on Seattle's Morning News.
Get all of Sully's choke points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from Nunn Better Tax Resolution. So, Greg, not all tax resolution companies are the same. There are some that are definitely not local. There are others that don't quite know what they're doing even.
Well, I tell you, these ads that all of us hear, Fresh Start program, they make you feel like, hey, man, I can just easy peasy get my taxes written off. No. And I've had several clients actually come to me after going through that process, and they just get no response after a while. They're passed around from person to person. That doesn't happen at my firm.
You are familiar with the cases that come in. You're working on them.
I'm familiar with every case that comes into our office, and I know what's going on and have the ability to really advise our taxpayers very well on what to do.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. Nunn Better Tax Resolution, from stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. Nunn Better Tax Resolution.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate. And there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Welcome to this week's Puget Sound Express Whale Report. Naturalists from Puget Sound Express report that it's officially humpback whale season in the Salish Sea. Humpbacks were absent from our waters for nearly 100 years due to whaling. In 1997, a female humpback returned, and in 2003, she brought a calf with her, which is when she earned the name Big Mama. She has kept returning along with 8 known calves, 7 grand calves, and 4 great grand calves, and she's back this year as well. Each summer, dozens of other humpbacks return. It's become known as the Humpback Comeback. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers daily guaranteed whale watching tours departing from Edmonds, Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Orcas, humpbacks, gray whales, minke whales, and so much more. Don't miss out on your chance to see whales in the wild. Family-run Puget Sound Express guarantees you'll see whales or your next trip is absolutely free. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo, and it is now a recovery operation after yesterday's deadly implosion at a Longview paper mill. Governor Bob Ferguson spoke at today's media briefing after officials confirmed 2 deaths and 9 people missing.
We're bracing ourselves for this being the deadliest industrial tragedy in modern Washington state history.
Officials also confirmed contamination from the blast entered the Columbia River. ABC's Melissa Aiden reports from Longview.
The EPA is here on the ground in Longview investigating the potential impacts to the air and water quality. This as the National Guard has been activated and a federal investigation is underway as this recovery effort painfully continues.
Clash is now brewing between Seattle's police union and the mayor's office over surveillance cameras. The Police Officers Guild says Mayor Wilson's staff threatened union president Kent Liu with policy violations after SPOG posted video from a Capitol Hill shooting, calling on the mayor to keep the cameras active. Liu tells KIRO Radio's Jake and Spike the threat was baseless.
We're just pointing out that these cameras work. We should have more of them, right? These cameras are an unbiased witness to the crimes occurring in Seattle.
Mayor's office later retracted its demand after SPOG's attorney sent a cease and desist letter. Wilson has been facing pressure to turn on those cameras in the Stadium District ahead of the World Cup. Boeing now ramping up production of its 737 MAX. CEO Kelly Ortberg says the company has cleared a key FAA review. It is now allowed to build them at a rate of 47 a month.
We're off and rolling now. For the 47 a month rate, and we should be there in the next couple months.
FAA capped Boeing MAX production after that door plug blew out mid-flight back in 2024. If you're looking to buy a home in the Seattle area, the math still doesn't work for most people. Redfin says you need to earn nearly $220,000 a year to get the keys to a median-priced home. That's actually 5.5% lower compared to last year. Still, Redfin found only 14% of local listings were considered affordable in the Seattle metro area last month. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 5:32. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron, that I-90 corridor is a real struggle this afternoon between Seattle and Issaquah, both directions. Let's start your westbound 90. It's heavy from Front Street all the way over to I-5 right here in downtown Seattle. Issaquah to Seattle plan on 50 minutes. Again, most surface streets to Issaquah are all jam-packed. And westbound 900, you're packed from I-90 out to Southeast May Valley Road. This stems from an earlier 3.5-hour closure of State Route 18 over Tiger Mountain. That reopened about 30-40 minutes ago. Eastbound 90, we're heavy coming out of the Mount Baker Tunnel all the way out to Gilman Boulevard. South 405 in Bellevue is bumper to bumper, really starting in Kirkland at 60th, and that continues to the VMAC. 45-minute trip from Bellevue to Renton. Westbound 520, you're bumper to bumper from 84th over to I-5. It's 35 minutes from Bellevue to Seattle. South 5, we're packed from 85th to I-90. Nothing new here. 35 minutes from Linwood into downtown. North 5, 45-minute trip. It's a solid from Albro to Ship Canal Bridge. Federal Way to Tacoma is a half hour. You're packed from State Route 18 down to 16. And this has southbound 705 jam-packed really almost all the way back to Stadium Way. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Forecast now, clear skies tonight, sunshine tomorrow. Highs will be in the upper 70s. Bit of a cool down for Friday with some showers in the mix as well. Right now, 73 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Yes, Wilcox. Family Farm Eggs, Teeny, wake up. Teeny. She's on the floor again, Joe. Push the button and have the wheel spin. There goes the names of all the players spinning around and around. Red, white, and blue. Oh, that's nice. Nice touch there, Andrew. And it lands on Joe.
Oh, man.
Sorry about that.
I call this the Radical Scramble. You get 2 or 3 Wilcox Family Farm eggs.
Oh, wow.
You put all your most hated politicians, the real frauds.
We don't hate.
Oh no, we do. We have there's a few of them, and they're doing us dirty left, right, and
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, Joe.
Just
wait. Their Joe goes off the rails.
So you put them through a shredder a couple of times, so you get it nice and fine. The pictures I'm talking about. Then you mix them up with your scramble. Throw a bunch of hot sauce. I prefer Frank's Red Hot. No cheese, nothing else that tastes anything remotely good. Then you scramble it up on the stove, a little heat. You throw it in the trash and spit in it.
Yum! You said you were going to become radicalized if Massey didn't win.
That's right.
This is it? This is the beginning?
No, I've been very busy, so I haven't really
had a chance to focus on.
I haven't invested in my radicalization yet.
They're picking at yourself.
It's coming.
Okay, good.
It's coming.
Do you know Kevin O'Leary? He's the guy from
Shark Tank.
Yeah. You know, he made all of his money. He bought he was 97 or something like that. He starts making acquisitions and starts buying sort of learning, software for your kids to read and make learning fun and stuff. And he starts this thing, Learning Company. He gets that. He gets them all together, puts them all under an umbrella called the Learning Company, and then sells it to Mattel. And Mattel goes on to describe it as the worst purchase of they have ever made. They said that the deal in 1998, the Learning Company was the second largest consumer software publisher. They bought it for $3.5 billion, expecting it to get them out of the traditional toy market and provide them with great products that would help kids learn. Within 16 months, the stock craters, and they said it was just a huge, absolute waste of money. Well, that's
how he got rich.
Yeah,
that's how he became.
But he didn't make. He only got a small portion of it because he was so leveraged in debt. He only got about $5 million, and that's $1998. He took $500,000 of it, and he started some other things, and then that's where he made his money. He's not He's not a billionaire. He's got about $450 million. You see him on there, and he's talking all the time about working hard and things like that.
He's also Canadian.
All right, don't hold that against him. he says that we got to get rid of that 4-day work week.
There's a big push now for a 4-day work week. Do you think we will become like the French?
That's the stupidest idea I have ever heard. I think we should let the French go to a 2-day work week and then kick their ass internationally. I mean, there's no such thing as a work week anymore anyways on a digital economy post-pandemic. I look at my staff, 40% of them work remotely all around the world. It's project-based. Can you get it done by the 15th of June? Yes, I can. I don't care when you do it. 4-day, 3-day, 5-day. It's the stupidest. I mean, I can't...
All right, I will be there on
He's really upset. Yeah, in France, you can be fined. You get all sorts of problems if the person works longer. I think about 8 years ago, they passed a law that you weren't allowed to write somebody at home. The workday is finished, and if your employer sends you an email and says, hey, take a look at this, that's a problem. France GDP is terrible. They've got all sorts of rules about taking extra jobs, and you can't have more than one. You can't fire the person unless you go through a whole bunch. O'Leary's other point is that it doesn't matter where you work 50 hours, 60 hours, or 70 hours. There is a point of diminishing returns. It's not like the longer you work, the better your work gets. He's just simply saying if there's a deadline, you can get it done in 1 week, 2 days, 3 days, or 3 months, whatever it is, where the deadline, meet the deadline.
Yeah, but that's not applicable to most industries, at least most that aren't, with his company and his projects, most people don't work like that. We can't do the show. We could knock out 5 shows in one afternoon if we wanted to.
Horrible.
But that doesn't work. Most people working at a grocery store, you can't. They have hours, so you have to work
but the 5-day work week was established by Henry Ford because people kept quitting.
Yeah.
He'd go into work on a Monday, and the guy's like, we lost another 300 people. He's like, oh, my God. Okay, tell them we're going to pay $5 a day or something like that, plus we're going to give them off on Saturday and Sunday. Had never been done before. People had off on Sunday, but they'd have to work Saturday. There's a 6-day work week, so we've got Henry Ford's, it was 1921, 20, whatever the year was on it. The 5-day work week was established then.
Yeah, I don't know about the 4-day work week. I just don't think I don't think his reasons make a lot of sense for most people.
He just doesn't like when the government comes in and mandates how many hours and how many days you have to work and what is legal. I'm fine with that. The 4-day work week actually freed people up and gave them they get more money. So you're going to pay them this is the problem. You're going to pay them what they make in 5 days in 4 days.
I always assumed, and maybe that's how it works, or maybe that's how people envision it. I always assume it's like the 4-10 schedule. So you're working 10 hours, 4 days a week, which I would, that's what my wife does.
That's pretty much what you do now. You work for 12 hours a day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there is that. What is that town? Of which one it is that it's really? Is it Orcas Island?
I think so. Yeah.
Orcas Island said, "Listen, we realize we can't get people to live here. They're not going to come in because the cost of living is so high. We can't pay you enough. We don't have the budget." Because I think it's the Orcas Island government. We don't have the ability to tax residents to be able to pay you more money. So how about this? How about you work for 4 days, and we'll pay you what you make in 5 days.
Right. I think that's San Juan County.
Is it San Juan County?
Yeah.
Oh, look at Nate jumping in.
Yeah.
All right. Mark that down, correcting host on air. No, it is. Is it San Juan County? That's where they established that? Seems to be working
I'm pretty
well.
positive.
Oh, I'm going to go with you on that.
I'm 97.3% positive.
Oh, good one. All right. Yeah. The 4-day work week. That's fine, Dandy, if you're able to get all your work done. But when you start to think about how many hours, if people were really honest, how many hours does somebody really work in an 8-hour day?
I think people working in an office.
Let's take the craps, shopping, talking, going over to watch Nate eat cookies. Remove all of that. I mean, just head down, work done.
Well, I mean, you and I, we put in well over 8 hours consistently. We don't waste any time here. We don't take lunch breaks. We don't take any breaks.
I eat at my desk and drop the food on the floor.
Yeah.
But this is an unusual job.
Right.
But I'm saying the average person.
Again, I think if you work in an office, you find a lot of time to be looking online or doing something else. If you work on a construction site, you're probably working a legitimate 8-hour workday with a 30-minute lunch or something.
If you work for the government and you've got 5 guys around a hole, how many of them are leaning on the shovel and how many of them are digging?
Yeah, that's a good. I don't know.
I don't know either. But now, with the boss tracking mouse activities and also being able to see how much time you're really on,
right.
That is a horrible way to have to live. The same thing with the guys that are driving UPS. They know as soon as you put the car in park and you arrive at your location, the timer starts. They know when you unbuckle your seatbelt. They know when you get out of the seat. They know when you get to the back. They know when the door opens up. They know when you pull the package out. They're tracking you continuously to make sure that you're keeping up to speed. The other thing is if you work at a supermarket, they also keep track of your scan rate.
Right.
I would hate to live under that type of thing. And that's a terrible way, but the bosses had to say, listen, we need to track this to make sure we're getting the most amount from you.
I get it.
I would hate that, and that would be awful. That would be a good reason to find something else to do.
Yeah, we're lucky. They leave us alone here pretty much.
Yeah, and then just as long as the ratings keep cratering, we'll be all right. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nate,
Thank you, John. You guys are doing a great job in there. This report brought to you by the absolutely brought to you by the Harnish Auto family in Bellevue, South 405. We're bumper to bumper starting in Kirkland near 60th, and that continues all the way to the VMAC before you catch a breather. Bellevue to Renton, we're up to 45 minutes. North 405 in South Center, jam packed from I-5 past the Renton landing. So South Center to Bellevue is a half hour. Once you get through all this, it's clear until you get to 520, and then from there it's pretty solid all the way to the Alderwood interchange. Bellevue to Linwood, 45 minutes. Seattle to Linwood, in comparison, is a 35-minute trip. You're slow from Northgate into Mill Creek. South 5 coming into Seattle is now heavy at Northgate Way to I-90. 40 minutes between Linwood and the downtown. It's also a 40-minute trip through downtown on North 5 with a solid backup from the Michigan Curve across the Ship Canal Bridge. Federal Way to Tacoma, we're struggling this afternoon at a half hour, and it's pretty heavy from State Route 18 all the way to State Route 16. And this backup has southbound 705 packed almost all the way from the start at Stadium Way to I-5. The Harnish Auto Family Super Sale through May 31st. Exclusive deals, 0 down, and no payments all summer on approval of credit in Puyallup and Everett. Harnish Auto Family, people matter. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Well done, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
There are some parts of the house that just don't function properly. You're thinking, okay, was that the dishwasher? Is that the heater? I'm talking about something you don't even think about is whether working or not. How about a closet? Imagine the worst closet you have in your house. That's where you open it up, you go to put something in there, stuff falls out, you can't jam anything in there because it's not set up right. And the same thing with a garage. Hey, we have a 2-car garage. Why can we only park half the car in there? And where'd the other half go? That's because you just don't have the organization. And that's exactly where Closets by Design comes in. They are going to be able to go to your home. They sit down, they look at all the little problems you have, and then they've got the know-how, the experience, and the creativity to say, hey, if we did this, this, and this, and created this type of storage, that closet would function better. And how about a whole row of cabinets in the garage? Then you'll have far more room than you have right now, and everything starts working right. And you feel better about the house because you've reduced the stress of not knowing where anything is. 40% off plus 15% off and 18 months, 0% financing on approved credit when paid in full. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's Closets by Design. 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan. Presented by Carter Subaru.
Is it raising congestion or raising canes? Either way, you're not going to have a tender spot for this chicken choke point. I'll break it down for you Thursday morning on Seattle's Morning News.
Get all of Sully's choke points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO News Radio app.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-979-3535. That's 800-979-3535. 800-979-3535.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Washington, recent headlines might concern you. Talk of pocket listings or private networks where only certain consumers see certain properties are all over the media. Good news. The legislature recently passed a bill to protect you in your transaction. No secret deals, all listings available for everyone to see, not just an exclusive club of insiders. This means more competition, better offers, and fair access for all consumers. Learn more at warealtor.org, sponsored by Washington Realtors.
Guys, it's Men's Health Month at Revive Washington. Start treatment and get a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value. Check testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, and more. Offer ends June 30th. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Advanced Hair. I believe the original Mailman song is up.
I'm the mailman. As you can see, I'm the mailman.
Wow.
Don't nobody mess with me.
Like a lot of
I'm the mailman.
Yeah, you're supposed to call for a short version.
Actually, well, I can't stop it now. Okay, we'll get to lead the day. First, take care of all the rest. Joe?
Dennis in Seattle says, what in the heck is a biscuit from Everett? A giant plastic caterpillar, you say? Yep.
And Jamestown in Eastlake says, I love sitting down on the yellow rug to listen to Mr. Curley. Oh, hi, Teeny.
David the Naked Mailbox Guy says, just checking in. I like John's shirt. Is that a shirt or a sweatshirt? How much you want for it?
It's a shirt.
Okay.
I put a price on it, but
okay.
It's
think about it.
Thank you. T in the 425, David the Mailbox, Naked the Mailbox Guy, David the Naked Mailman is going to be naked from the bottom, only bottom now, throw in pair of pants as well, Curly. But now all those words are not there, right? There were missing words, right?
No, you just I would have switched the order, but that one wouldn't have made sense without the other one. On hobos versus homeless, Renee in the 360 says, sorry, I'm incensed by the injustice. Hobos, Hobo Jesus, 1958, Tacoma, they were hobos. Today, standing on the corner of a freeway, that's a choice. Hobos took care of each other. It was a community. I do respect the individuals who stand there every day. I'll give them something. A gift is a gift.
I thought hobo was short for homeward bound. Thank you, Kevin O'Neill.
Stephen the 425 says, Curly, when you talk about people being on drugs, why don't you go down to the root cause? That is joblessness, then homelessness, and then someone turns you onto drugs and you decide to go to drugs.
I don't know about that, Steve, but thank you for that. Benny, the tugboat expert, and he is an expert. I knew quite a few heroin addicts who worked daily for Labor Ready and other agencies back when Labor Ready didn't require UAs.
Urine analysis.
Yes.
But that is fentanyl's a different animal. Trust me. 406, how about a program where if the homeless or hobo picks up trash, they get paid per bag, kind of like the berry picking when we were kids.
AI covering and remixing coming to Spotify. Nathan University Place says, I spent 20 years chasing the dream of being a musician to see it all end up this way, and it saddens me.
Steve O says, I predict a big change with AI hiring. If they eliminate all the entry-level positions, how will people get their 5+ years of experience for the middle and upper-level positions, which need human-computer experience?
Steve, very insightful. Jim in Everett says, AI slop French wine will be next with fake corks made in France.
Fernando in Seattle says, I also roll my eyes when people say Trump's a Wharton graduate. Where's the thesis he was supposed to defend to get his master's?
Dwayne in the QFC. That's our guy.
Yep.
AI is just a new genre. I like everything from Bach to Motorhead. Music is cool. Good music, that is.
Brad the Painter says, human producers have been using algorithms to create pop songs for decades, even stars that can't sing. AI just does the same thing faster.
Yeah, it's the GCD chords, basically, just to keep playing the same ones. Uncle Al in Seattle says Trump got an undergraduate degree from Wharton, but not go to the Wharton well-known executive MBA program. Okay, well, there we are, everybody.
And now it is time for the
5 pages we didn't get to.
Oh, my.
This is Kevin in Renton, and this is on the Seattle Social Housing Program.
Okay.
He says, John, I will trade you 10 IBM stocks for each week that I don't poop on your doorstep once we're neighbors. But once I learn to recycle, after watching you and your amazing habits, we can reduce it to 5 stocks per month. I will still poop, though, until we're even. P.S. I'm listening for the next 2 minutes if you can give me an on-air shout-out.
Shout out to Kevin in Renton.
That was like an hour and a half ago. So
That's all she wrote. No, he missed him. IBM stock.
Right, no more.
All right. IBM's doing well now. We got big plans.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. All right. Joe's afraid of them, too.
Yep.
All right. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
KIRO Newsradio App has the update. It is busy out there. Everett to Seattle, 1 hour. We're heavy from through Linwood, starting at the interchange. A brief backup in Shoreline between 175th and 145th, and then we're heavy from Northgate all the way into downtown. Everett to Bellevue, 45 minutes. 40-minute trip through downtown on North 5, solid from Albro up to the Ship Canal Bridge. Westbound 90, we are pretty packed from Front Street in Issaquah all the way over to I-5 here in Seattle. It's a 50-minute trip from Issaquah to Seattle. And again, most surface streets through Issaquah are still jam-packed as drivers are struggling to find alternate routes from the freeway. Eastbound 90, we're heavy from Lake Washington out to Gilman Boulevard. Bellevue to Renton, 45 minutes. You're packed from 520 to the VMAC. Seattle to Federal Way, a half hour. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, a half hour. Tacoma to Olympia, we're looking pretty good. Just 35 minutes. You just got a tiny little backup left through the JBLM main gate. Text app to 888-973-5476 and download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal, book telehealth if she feel.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
You know what you can trust? The protection you get when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. You know what you can't trust? Everything else, apparently. Like when you saw that article that said that thing you eat every day is a superfood and great for your gut health. But then 30 seconds later, a different article warns you to avoid it and it's taking years off your life. Well, which is it? Kind of a big difference there. Anyway, bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive for reliable coverage in a reliably unreliable world. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. I'm here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from Nunn Better Tax Resolution. One thing the IRS has been working on is to modernize their infrastructure, the software that they use. And you know, we look at that and say that's great for government efficiency, but in this case, that kind of efficiency means they're spotting people way faster.
They're able to do that, and they have to do that because they have fewer personnel. But look at your own work environment, how technology is replacing people, and you can get as much work done or more with the proper technology, and that's what the IRS's goal is that we need to use technology, especially AI, to make determinations on, okay, who should we go after? Who are we missing?
If you're having